Now Sweeney, Dwayne Sweeney! Sweeney's over!
Can you please hand it over to your captain, Dwayne Sweeney?
Welcome to Real Tales with Swings. This episode was proudly brought to you by Fish City Hamilton. Fish City Hamilton has been servicing mine and the Waikato's outdoor needs for nearly 30 years. And with the recent development of their online store, the team's outstanding service and expertise is now available across the country. This episode I catch up with two-time world billfish champion Graham Bonze Fleet. Bonze has been on the podcast before, but this time we're going to dive deeper into a particular area of game fishing, the boat setup. Those of you who listened to my previous episode with Bonze will know that we were setting up my boat Mini Chiefie in preparation for last season. And with the changes made, I had my best season yet. This is an area that Bonze is very passionate about and also credits a lot of his personal success to. Trust me, I now know why. During this podcast, we talk in depth and great detail of the changes made with the hope that the information shared helps all you keen fishers become more successful. We cover areas such as rod holder placement, outrigger setup, dredge and teaser systems, lures, and so much more. I also have an epic giveaway for all you listeners. Bonze and Kilwell have over $1,000 worth of gear available for one lucky winner, including a Kraken dredge boom valued at $850. I personally have one of these and will be partnering it up with the Daiwa Tanacom electric reel. They truly are an absolute game changer. Details on how to enter will be available on Bonze Lures Instagram and Facebook pages. The links for those pages will be available on the website realtaleswithsweens.com and on the Real Tales with Sweens Instagram and Facebook page. Also remembering the good people at Good George have a 15% discount available for all you listeners. Simply use the discount code REALTALES before checking out from their online store. The link for their online store is available on the realtaleswithsweens.com homepage, as well as all the other supporters of the podcast. The website will also have all the links to listen on your favourite platforms, as well as some epic content from all the guests. Lastly, I want to say a special thank you to Bonze for coming on and sharing his expertise with us. So join me as we get to know how to set a boat up. Alright, well, we're back in Bonze's factory. So after popular demand, after how well the first podcast went, and in all fairness, we kind of planned that this would happen and we'd catch up again, especially with the work that we did to my boat and to getting set up for the season, and it's kind of worked out quite well. Back up here again, and then thought that we'd sit down and discuss the changes that we made, and then basically starting from the ground up, wasn't it really?
Yeah.
Bonze, like we got basically right back to the starting point for me. Redid I'd done the top shots before I got here, but that was about it. And then it was
like having a fresh canvas, you know. So we started with the boat and how you had it set up in the past. I mean, I can't say you didn't have any success before we did this, but it's been interesting to see how you got on this season since we did make those changes, because you had a pretty good one. So, I mean, like, you know, we started from the whole boat layout through the rod holder positions. While we did that, you know, new outriggers, all the tensioning setup, the clips, and then right through to your actual spread, how we're running it, why we're running it. Like, yeah, we did those couple of days, and it was super enjoyable for me.
Yeah, likewise, I learned so much.
Yeah, and like for me, it's the first time that I've had the time to go through and do one boat, apart from my own one, and a small boat like yours as well, in one actual go. You know, like instead of doing it in pieces at a time, we sort of had it as a blank canvas, and we went all the way through it from the start and got it all done. Yeah, you know, which was pretty cool to and have it done perfectly, pretty much. Yeah, you know. So that was and the thing is, the size of your boat is what makes the whole thing so good.
Yeah, Yeah, well, like, yeah, it is. It's small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is small, but it's like so, and it's something we'll talk about more. Like, it's so usable. Like, everything is just like usability now is amazing. Like, it's just everything's really, really efficient.
But it's like we discussed before we even started this whole thing. From my point of view, like as a lure maker, everyone's like, oh, let's buy some lures. We're going to have all this success. They're just a part of the puzzle. It's boat setup, I would say, is a good 60% of the success. And then the lures fit into how we have that boat set up.
Yeah.
And that's where the knowledge as a lure maker really comes in.
Yeah.
Is picking the right spread for that boat and then also having the knowledge of how to set that boat up.
Yeah.
And that's what getting like the lures from me is the difference,
Yeah, well, like I was, to give some context, I had previously caught 2 marlin on lures. And I've had my boat 6 seasons now, I think. This is season 6 or 7 now. Yeah.
But I watch your videos, man. Like I watch everyone's videos.
Yeah.
Good, bad, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn something from them.
Yeah.
And like I watch you fish.
Yeah.
And there was 2 things that I pick up, like 2 or 3 things I pick up straight away.
Yeah.
Was your riggers were horrific.
Yeah.
You got on the radio straight away before you dealt with anything else. And just that the boat setup was hard for you to use. And then obviously there was a bit in there with the lures and stuff, like the rigging and that.
Yeah.
So those were there's 3 or 4 things that are targeted.
Yeah.
And the videos that I watched, good for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, well, these are the points that we need to target on the boat. And it made it a really good starting point.
Yeah.
And that's why we changed what we're going to talk about,
Yeah. Crazy. Like there's a lot, there is more fish here. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but you had a lot of fish last year too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I had 18 bites last year.
Yeah.
Caught 3.
Yeah.
2 of them were on baits.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Or 18 bites on lures, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, it's been a great season, but you still can have a lot of fish and not do well,
Yeah.
Like they're not easy to catch.
Nah, not at all.
And you just got to take that, as I always harped, I mentioned in the last podcast about the approach to it. It's just taking a consistent, managed, like sort of thought about approach to it. And that way you can actually try to work out some answers.
Yeah.
Or else work out a way that, okay, well, that didn't quite work. And then you can adjust it instead of just having Hail Marys, with one lure, one hook rig in it, another, what's the drag on that reel? I don't know. Like if you can take that, at least a little bit of a systemized approach and consistent approach to it, you can start to adjust things and maybe learn, Yeah,
there's going to be slight tweaks within it.
Yeah.
But it's not, you don't basically throw the baby out with the bathwater as soon as one thing doesn't go right. You don't go and start from scratch again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So, and you've always got a base to go back to.
Yeah.
Like, so you already, so that whole thing just at the start, I was like, oh, we need to keep a book, man, or just some notes on where our starting point is.
Yeah.
So, I talked about writing down, your list, your distances for your lures, your drags and all that kind of stuff. Once we got that set, we had that as a starting point, and then you can adjust from there. But, I mean, the biggest thing on your boat, one was getting the rod holder setup done. And that was quite interesting, I thought, because, you take it to the boat builder, I give them the drawing, here, this is what you need to do, and they're like, hey?
Yeah.
That's round the wrong layer. And then they're like, well, no, it's actually not. It's round the way it should be.
Yep. And then I was fortunate enough, the boat built, Max from SC Boats, he came out with me. Yeah, so he got to see it firsthand too, so he was like, oh man, he sat on the boat. Well, we went out, set the gear. It was the first day I had the autopilot put in.
Yeah.
And that's something else we'll talk about too. And then Max managed to get a day off, come out with me. And then, he sat there. I set the gear as I normally do, set it all up. And I'd like sat back down on the seat, and he was just sitting there, and he was looking, could see him, looking at the spread, looking at the boat and stuff. And he just looked at me and goes, now I know why you catch fish. Like straight away, as soon as he saw it, he was like, man, this is like the business.
Yeah.
Like just the way it was all laid out.
It's almost like your boat transforms into a bigger boat. Like how it's set out.
Yeah.
Because everything's in the place where it needs to be. And like you can reach the rod holder, you're not like you can reach the rod tips. You're not standing outside the boat, which is dangerous. Like as we say, you're off balance. Just getting those rod holders for the start, and I harp on about it so much. And I guess it's hard to sometimes explain on the podcast how it is.
Yeah.
So like a video of your boat later on of the layout, it's going to be gold for people once they listen.
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of people ask too, like, and that's a reason for coming on and talking about this. But we actually mentioned it, when I came and did the first podcast. But so many people have messaged because they've seen the difference.
Yeah.
Like they no doubt listened to the podcast, either through that started following me on Instagram. I've been sharing a few different, obviously successes that I've had fishing, like a few photos of fish and whatnot, and they have like messaged, oh man, what were the changes you made? Because they knew we made changes. And then so, I've been like sent them through, pictures and whatnot and showing them and showing my rigger setup and the rest of it. And but there was so much interest to know.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, like doing this podcast now, and we're going to break it down how we did it. Like that's why I start with the rod holders, because people just like, what, you changed the rod holders?
Yeah.
It was probably the most important part. So we did that, we did that for two reasons. One is you've got bent butt rods, and we wanted to make it so...
Because they look cool.
It's the only reason you have them, and they work.
Yeah.
But it's really important, like you've got to decide whether you have bent butt rods or you have... straight butt rods, you have half and half. And this is all about the consistency thing again. Like it all starts from a base. Okay, I want to have as much consistency as I can. When I go to buy my rods, I should probably get all the same.
Yeah.
So whether that's you can only afford 2 or you can afford 3 or you can afford 4 or whatever it is, like make sure that when you're buying stuff, you're buying it in a consistent way that you can, I can get that rod again.
Yeah.
So that leads to, so we're going to set the boat up for bent butt rods. Where do the rod holders have to go? What angles do they have to be on? Because it's really important. Like I get a lot of boats come in here from the factory. It's set up for game fishing, man. It's brand new.
Yeah.
And you're like, rod holders, you're gonna have to
maybe.
drill. Yeah. I'm like, you got to drill some holes in your boat and put some new rod holders in, Yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, but it's brand new. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's not set up quite right, So that's the first thing that I really harp on about is that rod holder setup. And why we're doing it is firstly for the ease of use, but the second thing is that it goes into the next bit, which we're going to talk about, is the outrigger setup.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get, like our whole thing with that is trying to get all 4 lures in the outriggers. So your rod holder setup has to be right for that, and that outrigger setup, it's probably the other thing that I harp on ridiculously about, the rod holders and outriggers, is because I've just seen it so many times since I started doing this job. The success of getting all 4 lures up into riggers. Like I'll get boats that come in here. Oh, my boat doesn't raise any marlin. We change the way their riggers are, and we change the positioning of the lures. Put all 4 in the riggers. Oh, next minute my boat starts to see some fish.
Yep.
Well,
Crazy, eh?
Oh, crazy. And the other thing is too, you know, you ask guys, where's your best position? Oh, on my riggers. Your corners get touched much? Oh, yeah, I get a few fish there, but definitely the riggers are better.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can probably change that.
Yeah.
And now make your spread work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's the reason why we're doing the rod holders is for ease of use for the angler. And then so they work with getting the 4 lures up in the riggers. But like with your boat, you had a set of riggers and you were already running them all 4 in the riggers.
I had all 4 in the riggers.
Yeah, but your riggers were not.
Yeah, nah, way too much plane, movement, adjust. Yeah, they're just.
Yeah, I watched the videos. You know, and the whole rigger goes bang, and then the other one comes out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like everything, spent a bit of money on a good set of outriggers.
Yeah.
And not much more than what you'd already spent.
Oh, no, like I thought about it. Like, I think from like brand new when I bought my last ones and then to the like ones I got currently, the Killwell ones, they were maybe $200 difference, which in the scheme of things is nothing.
Yeah, and that's
it's a day fishing.
Yeah, but it's the whole thing about knowing what's good.
Yeah, yeah. See, I didn't know what was good. I thought the other ones.
So those ones that we did for you were like one that we worked on with Killwell with the help of like Brownie. That was Brownie's idea to get it started for his little boat. And what the problem was is like we wanted a pole that was the same as the big poles on the scissor arms.
Yeah.
But the problem with those is they're too heavy to put on a bent stainless butt.
Yeah.
And you can't mount a set of scissors on your boat.
No.
So we worked with them. They came up with a really like same length pole, but a lot thinner diameter and a lot lighter, but still got the same stiffness and still the same robustness because we can chuck them in the bottom of your boat and they've got a glass, they've got the carbon wrap. Yeah. Carbon wrap gives them the nice stiffness, but they've got like the that strength that you don't have to worry about because they're going to just chuck in your bottom of your boat and you can, you go with the full carbon, chuck that in the bottom of your boat. Ooh, you better be careful with it, you know. Yeah. So that's what we came up with that, and that's the pole. I mean, that's what we put on your boat, and
game changer.
Yeah, but game changer. One for the action, but also then the next bit is how we rigged it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, having those jam cleats and that tension, being able to pull those halyards in and lock them off nice and tight. Yeah, so
with that setup, I mean, just with your boat, how we did it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, how we put put the tube through the gunnel and everything. It looks like super neat and clean.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can tension it down. But, I mean, if anybody was doing it, just the tensioning system to tighten up your rigger in general, doesn't matter what you use, is really important. You know? I mean, you get a lot of the bungees with just the shock cord on them.
Yep.
And they're okay, but they stretch.
Yeah, bit of variance.
Yeah, you know, so that's the good thing about that setup that we did with a jam cleat and everything, that we can adjust the tension on your riggers and everything is like super stiff, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, real stiff. And then I've got them forward stayed as well. So they're tied forward as well. So it takes the load off my rod holders. Yeah. Yeah, because that's the other thing. You're putting a big pole that's long with a lot of weight, and you're pulling them down real tight. Yeah. You're putting a lot of strain on the base of the rod holders. So having them tied forward to the front as well just keeps them nice and stiff.
I'd like to see, like, because I can just see that video of your old video. I'd love to see a comparison of the two
side by side
side of a video of one bite and a video with the old riggers and a video with the new riggers.
Oh, the new ones, like all those videos, and if you've seen on my Instagram page, if you haven't, like, go and have a look and you'll be able to see it. And you can, like, it's like a guitar string, the clip, like you can't even hear it. When it goes, you just hear the reel start going. Yeah. Like if you're not watching. Yeah. Yeah. It's so clean.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are the two big things that we did.
And there's a lot of drag on my clips too.
Yeah. So we'll get into that as well.
Yeah. Like there's 5 kilos on the clip. Yeah. And when you put 5 kilos on on most sets of riggers and you go and pull it out, it's a hell of a bang when it lets go. Yeah. Yeah. But mine, you can't even hear it because it's just everything's so nice and tight.
Yeah. So I think so those two things that we did to your boat, I think are the two biggest changes if that we did.
Yeah.
And I mean, if anybody else was going to do what they did, if they want to do what you did to their boat, that would be the first two things that I'd go and do, is get the rod holders in a good setup and the riggers set up for all 4 lures in the riggers with a good tensioning system on them and some nice stiff poles.
Yeah.
You know, and that's given you straight away right there a great base to fish with, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So, but then, like on top of that, when it can start to get, then it starts to get a bit more
layers to it.
Yeah, then the yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then we get that done. What's the next bit? We put a dredge in there.
Yeah.
And we put a teaser chain in there.
Yeah.
And,
Well, there we go. That's a good one.
So this is this
Those
is where it
stiff
starts.
riggers
Yeah, this
gave
is,
me a chance to run a teaser chain out of my rigger.
Yeah.
I have run a teaser chain since I've had the boat.
Yeah.
Never seen a fish off it. Ran it off the back corner. I was just off the cleat. Never ever seen a fish on it. Put it in the rigger, and then everyone, like, if you have seen my Instagram, you've seen the video.
Yeah.
That marlin hot all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it had, I don't know, 7 on. I think it's either 7 or 9. Can't remember exactly, but fish come in on that chain since I put it there.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's about like what we talked about, why you're doing these things and why you're running those. And it's interesting, like you've mentioned that you've talked to people and they're like, oh, I've got an underwater camera.
Yeah.
You know, and the fish might be there, but they don't come up.
Yeah.
Like running those things is what, like you won't get a bite out of him if he doesn't come up, right?
Yeah. Got to get him up.
Got to get him up.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, running that style of that's what you're trying to achieve is get them up, because if they don't come up, you aren't going to get a bite.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's also creating that whole thing of that fish is fired up, that you're taking something away from it.
Yeah.
And you're going to go and get an aggressive bite out of that fish. You know? So, but that whole setup of like your rigger, running it from the rigger, it's not just you tie a teaser on your rigger.
No.
Like you're probably going to lose your rigger if you do that. Eh? It was quite cool how he set it all up though. You know, like how you've got it there so you can do it from the driver's seat. Like everything that you've done, you saw how putting the rod holders in the right place made it easy. So now you know, okay, whatever I do, whatever I do from here needs to be easy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you put that teaser chain up in the rigger. And how have you actually, like, I personally haven't seen it. I've just spoken to you and I've seen the videos. How have you actually got it set up?
It's just on it. I've got like a fold-up cleat, like right at the base of my rigger, one on each side, and then one on the back, like the boat has them there. But I got them put in post running the teaser out of there because I needed somewhere to tie it off to, and somewhere that I could tie it off quick, and I needed a cleat so I could like tease it in and then tie it off. Yeah. Where when I first did it, I just had it on the base of the riggers. They've got like a little little stainless loop that comes off it, that little attach point. So I was just like half hitching it in there. But when you're trying to clear gear quickly, it was not efficient. Yeah. So I'm just back to that process of I need it to be easy. Yeah. Straight into FC boats. Can you get me? I want this. Like I need a system where I can have a cleat here. Yeah. They're like, yep, perfect. We'll get you this fold up one. Yeah. So yeah, I got them put in. I put them on both sides just to future proof. I did want to go one off the other side as well, but too much to handle, so didn't bother with it. But yeah, so it's just off runs up off that cleat, goes up through a pulley, and then that pulley's on a little piece that was your tip through that on a little piece of 80-pound. Yeah. Like a little tag line, like breakaway tag line, and then I got a bit of 200-pound looped around the rigger, and then crimped on with a little loop off that, so I can clip a little swivel clip onto that 80-pound breakaway. Yeah, like that setup's like really good, because if you get a fish that comes in and smokes your teaser, like you're going to lose your rigger if you've got it attached to it. Yeah, you've got to have that 80-pound breakaway, but it's enough to allow you, if you still get a fish to grab it, it's got to pull it hard enough to break it.
If not, it'll pull the teaser away from it, and it still gives you that pulley to pull the chain in, and it'll hold up and it'll hang in the rigger.
Yeah.
You know? So, but it's amazing how much of a difference getting things out wider into clearer water and that makes, eh?
Yep. Yeah, crazy. Like it just presents so much better there. Like, you know, it just looks clean. There's heaps of action. Yeah. And got one of the submission teasers and it just like
it had a lot of fish to it. Huh?
A lot of fish. Like they're just hot for it. Like it's been wicked.
Yeah, and it's exciting too. And it gives you something to do too. Like it's exciting, but it's also there for a purpose. Yeah, it might be exciting, and they eat that, but it's actually there for a purpose.
Yeah.
And
well, I've had it cracked out of the rigger twice.
Yeah.
Twice? 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times.
Like it's there for a reason. It's not there just for like, because we love fish coming on it. Yeah. Like it's there. Yeah, it's doing its job in the pattern.
Yeah, it's trying to get something up.
Yeah, and it's creating that, and that's what we talk about. Like you run it in a conjunction with the dredge.
Yeah.
That's giving you your surface action to your dredge, basically.
Yeah.
You know, so it's giving you that top water dimension to the underwater dimension.
Yeah.
You know, so that's actually that bait's been pushed to the surface and that fish will come on that top, on the surface bait.
Yeah. It's got nowhere to get away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So that's the illusion you're trying to create. And that's what we talk about, getting the fish come out. And we talk about that, like I talk about it with my boat especially.
Yeah.
I mark it on the sounder 90% of the time. If I mark it on the sounder, it'll come to my gear. And I never really paid much attention until I had a good sounder this year. I always bagged the sounder. Yeah. I shouldn't say bag a sounder, but said you didn't need one. And then I was watching old my mate Eddie Lawler's videos. And he's always marking these marlin.
Yeah.
And he's got the same sounder. And I was like, oh man, what I never mark any marlin on the sounder, eh? And where he sent me a 30-second video. He said, put your settings on this. And I did it, and we went to Hokianga with Brownie.
Yep.
And it was that good early season bite there. And we were going along, hadn't seen anything. Or we might have had a bite early in the morning, and then we were going along in the afternoon, hadn't seen anything. And I was just looking at the sounder, talking to Brownie. I says, hey, what do you reckon right there? Like that looks like an eyebrow, and it's like at 20 meters. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what a marlin looks like, eh?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Next minute on the teaser, just there it is. Like, oh yeah, that was the marlin, you know. Yeah. And then from then on, I've marked a bunch of fish, and next minute there they are in the spread.
Mm.
So that combination of the dredge and the and that chain, I feel definitely helps to get them up.
Yeah.
You know, but.
Well, especially for me too, because I'm a very small footprint in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Like there has to be something to, like big engines and diesel inboards and launches and stuff. They do raise more fish, and you can see why. Like there's vibration. Bait fish give out vibration in the water, and no doubt that's what boats do.
Yeah, and I reckon that gets us into the next sort of bit coming up with those big boats. You've got like direction and stability and all that kind of stuff. And that's what we'll get into the next piece of the puzzle that we did for your boat, which I think is a game changer.
Yeah.
But as far as that teaser setup, we put that dredge in. Like we've always had the dredge, but now how we've got it set up, so easy.
So easy, yeah.
You know?
Yes, I got an electric reel on one of the new booms.
Yeah. That new Kraken.
Again, that you designed with Kilwell.
Yeah.
And then it's just easy.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and the way that you've got it set up is really good too. So with the electric reel, it's got a battery on it.
Yeah.
And that battery is a game changer too, because you don't have to have it hardwired in. You can take it on any boat.
Yeah.
And since you're only pulling it in, we hope you're pulling it in a lot.
Yeah.
But on a general day, you might pull it in 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
That battery's going to last for ages.
Yeah, days.
Because you're only pulling it in 20 meters.
Yeah.
You know, and it rips it in.
Yeah, it does. It's got heaps of ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good.
So that's been a pretty cool thing developing that. Like your boat's one of the first ones that we've done it to.
Yep.
And especially, your boat's the first one that we did it with you came up with the battery idea.
Yeah.
And for your size boat, any boat can have that.
Yep. Any boat. Yeah.
You know? So, like the way we have the teaser set up, the rigger set up, and the rod holder set up is how I would have with slight variations, but 90% of the boats, regardless of how big.
Yeah.
And like I've fished with you.
Yeah.
And like I feel like, oh, you've got a real good, like everything's got a real good chance. Like everything's good. We're just going fishing now, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And there's something about that too, like having confidence, like, and that's something we'll talk more about as in terms of how my confidence has changed because I've eliminated so many factors and I've got consistency. And for me, like through my professional rugby career, that was why I played for so long, because I was consistent. I was never a superstar, nor I very rarely had big slumps. Like we all go through good form and poor form, but my curve was a lot flatter. So I played for longer.
Yeah.
And that's effectively what I've been able to create, or you helped me create with the boat. So I've eliminated a lot of big spikes because each time I go, it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, same spread, or, difference in lures, but everything's set the same. They're in the same positions. Like, can adjust the lure to conditions, but I'm not like completely re-rigging or...
No. And as I say, you've got that consistent base. You've got that base, which is really important. Like, I just see it so many times now. If we can get that base right, those guys are going to do, like, better than the average fella.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, you talk about those big boats and that. Like, as I say to you, be a consistent fisherman in a boat your size. Very, very difficult. Because you're limited by... like sea conditions, you haven't got height, so you're all these factors that are against you. But that one thing that we did put on your boat, and it was quite interesting. I was like, man, like, I reckon you want to put an autopilot on this boat,
New Zealand's smallest boat with autopilot, I think.
Yeah, but how good is it?
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and that's why I watch your videos, and you fish solo so much.
Not anymore. I did,
yeah,
because I was trying to catch one.
Yeah, but or you take somebody with you that doesn't know much.
So which is solo.
Solo, they're just along for the ride. They don't know what's happening.
No.
And with your boat, you step on one side,
especially me.
Yeah, exactly. So as I say, you mentioned before about the big boats and that, and the big diesels. Yes, that. But the other thing is, they can go where you point them, pretty much. So they can
pushed around.
They're not getting pushed around, and that, like, it's really important with your boat. And I harp on about this too, is about trolling in straight lines. So you put that autopilot on straight away. That takes,
remember my lines from Hokie at the start?
Yeah. All over the place. I said that, and I was like, that'll change.
Yeah.
And then you put the autopilot on, and the lines just straighten up.
Straighten up.
And then you're not worried about, like, oh, I got a bite. What do I do? Like, I got to leave the wheel.
Hold the wheel.
Yeah. But just in general, like, you are not tired anymore driving the boat. So straight away, you've got more time and more mental power to focus on fishing. So straight away, you're like, oh, yeah, I notice more things.
Yeah. See way more.
Yeah.
Way more alert.
Yeah.
Well, like I've always been very, like, alert, and I backed myself to pay a lot of attention, but I'd be wrecked at the end of the day because I'm sitting there sideways, turned with one arm trying to steer, and I'd have a sore neck and sore shoulder. Yeah, but then now I can just, like, sit facing backwards, and then I'd every now and then just check over my shoulder, looking forward. But I'm just sitting watching the spread like a hawk because I can.
Yeah,
and I just scan to make sure that I'm not going to run into anybody.
Yeah.
And then after I've done my run, I'll look at the sounder, and now because I've got new sounder, and then I can just scroll back through it and see, the bait's all still along that run. Do a Yui, straight back down it. Like, where my old sounder I couldn't do that.
And this is what I'm saying about having that base. You're starting to notice more stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, well, I got a bite here. Let's actually have a look. Oh, look, there was some bait there.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that the first time.
Yeah.
So all of these things, they may not be something individually, Like start to put it all together. And it starts to make a difference. Like, so those are the things that we pretty much changed, like on the boat. As if we did anything to the boat, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Nothing magical.
No.
You know, but it was just things in the right places for the right reasons, get the right pieces of equipment for the job. And now you've got that boat set up. You're not going to have to do anything to it.
No.
You know?
Yeah. And it's a weapon. It's me.
Yeah.
I love going out on it.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to go on another boat now because of that, because I'm like, I just look at things and I'm like, I wish it was this way, but because it suits my eye now and I know the effectiveness it has and the ease of use.
So the thing is, like, because when we did it, I was like, okay, well, let's see what actually happens here.
Yeah.
Was it first trip?
No, I did 2 days down in Whirianga.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm thinking about up here.
Oh, yeah, up here, yeah.
Yeah, when you came up and there was some fish.
Came up and found some, there was some fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, first trip, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Marie and the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Main camping trip.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, what that does...
Didn't leave the ramp till 11 o'clock.
Yeah. But what that does straight away, confidence.
Yep.
And then all these pieces of the puzzle start to get reinforced.
Yeah.
So you feel better.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, my boat's me. Don't worry about my boat, because that's the one thing I start to look at these days. I'll go for a couple of days, something wrong with my boat.
Yeah.
It's got an electrical issue. It's got a, you know, like that's the latest one.
That is the latest one.
And look,
Sammy Yendel's making a killing.
Yeah. And look, it's look, I will do it with my boat because I'm a fisherman and I have those insecurities.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, get your boat tested.
Yep.
Like, and then you can rule it out.
Yeah, then it's just
like,
done.
It's then, like I get every boat that I have of my own.
Yeah.
I get it tested, whether there's something wrong with it or not, and I'm hoping there is nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, if there's something wrong with it, at least I know and we can fix it.
Yeah.
You know, but the earth thing is very important.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not making a mockery of it.
Yeah.
But it's just that's so funny lately that, had a couple of, there's something wrong with my boat. You know, like, well, is there?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you
check
just,
it.
Yeah, you know, like, well, get it checked then, man.
Yeah.
Get it out of your head.
You, man.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I mean, there's a classic story about this one behind me.
Yeah.
He's like, he came up and did mine. He's like, oh, let's chuck the gear in anyway. It's like December.
Yeah.
And the boys have been fishing at the front. They give me a couple of marks. Tested the boat. Yep, she's good to go.
Yep.
Went out, put the lures in. I think we went 1 for 2 in the first 2 hours and came home. You know, like, your boat's fixed. You know,
it's
like,
all good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, much as I joke about that, there's definitely something to it.
Yeah.
But, like, everybody is very quick to jump on stuff that they see on social media. So, well, do something about it.
Yeah.
Get that
it's
out of you.
interesting, because talking to Sam, like, he said the worst boat he's ever tested was great white, and they slay it. But they didn't get any bites on their corners last season.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's interesting.
He reckons the boat was like a battery.
Yeah.
It was that, like, it was that bad. Yeah, and then they fixed it, and then this year.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They caught a shitload last year too, but they weren't coming in as close.
So, I mean, as I say, I shouldn't, like, I'm not making fun of the actual issue.
No.
I'm just making fun of the
Fishermen.
Yeah, you know, like.
Well, and I had the same thought process post, like, because everybody messaged me when I put up like a little thing on Instagram of the boat when it was getting the autopilot and they had pulled everything out and all the wires and stuff were in there, and everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Like, it's been raising fish. Like, you shouldn't have messed with the electronics. Like, you're not going to catch anything now. Yeah. Then I went out and I had the same anxiety. I was like, oh no, like, man, I should get it tested. Yeah. First trip out, marlin on teaser straight away. Yeah. So I was like, sweet. And that's close. So I was like, all right, like, it must be all right. But second trip caught one, so I was like, all right, I'm happy again. That's like, we talk about, like. But if a fish didn't come up, I probably would have doubted it. Yeah, but this is what all still leads back to getting the boat set up. Yeah. Because it's your head. Yeah. Like, so you're confident in your boat setup. Yep. Go out and get a bit of action. Oh man, my boat's mean. Yeah. Like, you know, so you're like, okay. So now it's like, okay, so you're confident in your boat. It got some action. Yeah. Let's work out, why did you start getting action? Yeah. And then it's like, what did you see? Yeah, what did you see what was happening? Yeah. And then you start to get, oh, I saw some bait here.
Oh, yeah, what did you do? Well, I stayed there because I had some bait. Oh, I got a bite. You know, I can go anywhere now, take that same approach pretty much.
Yeah. And be confident
and I
you're going to get a chance.
Like, from an outsider watching you fish now, it's completely different to how you used to fish. I mean, you had the patience, but now just watching the change, forget about the boat, the way you fish now. Like I watch is different. You're like, oh yeah, I found this bait. We caught it in the middle of nowhere. I've never fished here before. Yeah. Well, why? Why were you fishing there, man?
Yeah.
Like, and you've had another fella that's told you, oh no, I've been fishing out here.
Yeah.
You're like, well, actually doesn't look that good where you told me. I said it'll look better back here where I was fishing.
Yeah.
Come back, you've got a bit of bait, you're patient, and bang. And I mean, from what you've told me, you've had some random stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I had a bite in 28 metres off Raglan.
But you were fishing there.
Yeah, I was.
It wasn't like you were driving through. Like that's the difference. Like, we can all get lucky and drive through a spot.
Yeah.
But when you told me that, I was like, what were you doing in there? Like, I thought you were just coming home.
Yeah. No, I was fishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because another mate said the same thing. He's like, oh, what a good dude for still having your gear out. And I was like, well, no, I was fishing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went out the day before, went all the way to went out to 120 off Raglan, which is a fair way, like 30 mile, where I've been getting most of my action all year. It didn't look as good. There was a nice patch of water in about 70 metres on the way out. So I went back in there, worked that, then got one. Then and then on the way back in, there was a shitload of life, like gannets, skippies, big schools of kahawai, all in like 50 metres. The next day I had a bit of a late start, and I thought went out, all the gannets and everything was working there. The water was better than what it was the day before. So I was like, oh, well, they must be here. So I fished it, and then, at the end of the day, I was full of confidence. Like, I thought I was going to catch one. Didn't.
But do you now feel, when you go on your boat, do you feel you're going to catch one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can find if I can find what I'm looking for out there in terms of the signs. So, like, for me, it's water, it's bait, it's a bit of bird life, some current.
But why do you feel, why do you say that?
Why do I say that I'm confident?
Yeah.
Because I know that my setup's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, it's like, oh, like, you know, and then you go, oh, well, I've got the setup right. I don't even worry about, I know that if I put my boat in the right spot, I've got a really good chance. You know, as opposed to, like, I just know that I'm like, okay, my boat's set up. If I fish like this and I fish in a good area, eventually it's going to come. You know, like, because
I remember you saying that last year in Raglan, or when you came off Kafia.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said, oh, our turn will come.
Yeah, because I just know, man.
Yeah,
like, my setup's good. Like, my spread is good. And I mean, we'll get onto the spread and we'll get onto the lure, like what we did to your lures as well soon. But all of this bit at the start here leads into why we, like, that setup leads into the confidence thing. And then this other bit that we're going to do, the rigging and that, is just the tool to capitalize on those opportunities that you're creating now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And like, the thing is, like, okay, so you're confident, you're fishing in this area that you've marked bait. And that was the thing about especially the West Coast this year.
Yeah.
And it's anywhere as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Find the bait, find the fish.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, guys are like, oh, where do I fish? Like Hokianga this year. I'm like, there's nowhere, man. Like, just go out, find yourself a bit of bait and be patient.
Yeah.
Mow the lawn. Like, they're like, oh, what are your numbers where you caught fish? I'll give you as many numbers as you want, mate.
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely feels nice to go somewhere where there's fish, but there were so many fish there.
Yeah.
They were all up and down the coast.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I just got on a bit of bait. I've never fished here before.
Yeah.
But the signs look good.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah, well, that was when I went out off Hoki, was like that. That was second trip out up here. And yeah, I never fished Hoki before, so I had no idea. And then went out and then started to see some of the signs that I like to see down home off Raglan. And I thought, oh, yep, this looks good. Made a bit of a grid and had my nice crooked lines going back and forth through an area. And I was just patient. And then the radio started to fire up a little bit. There's a few bites and I was like, oh, there's a bite coming. Like, should get a chance. Wham. Yeah. There he was.
So, just so everybody can understand, like, what are you looking for when you find, like, say you find what you're looking for? What are you doing now?
For me, like, I'll go out and I'll just basically go to like a general area where I've either caught fish before or I know that kind of hold fish. Like, there's a lot of common spots that people will go and fish, and they talk about Laver and talks about Raglan, like inside the 124, 100-meter line off the mountain or whatever. So go into that general area, and then I basically just start grid searching. So I'll go to a few spots where I've had bites before or I've fished before, and I might have a few marks on my sounder, and I'll basically go check those and see if there's any life there, see if there's some bait on the sounder, see if there's a bit of current or anything like that, something just looks different, or the watercolor. Yeah. And then once I do find either one of those things or a couple of those things, then I'll start sort of pushing out. So if I mark a bit of bait, then I'll mark it on the sounder, and then I'll push out a bit further, and then there's another bit, and I'll mark that, and then I'll do a turn and run down. Oh yeah, some more here, mark it, and before you know, you got a little grid pattern, and then I basically just run back and forth between it. Yeah. And then, because I know that if there's fish there, they're going to come to that food.
Well, that's exactly where I was leading this to.
I knew you were.
Yeah. So did you find the fish, or did they find you?
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about. Yeah. And as soon as you said that to me, I thought, oh, that's weird. But it makes so much sense, because if you're there and you're constant and consistent,
they're going to eventually find the bait.
Yeah, and you're the bait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we're trying to replicate.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's where you stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also may have found the fish.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah, you may have put yourself in a place where there is fish, but you also might have put yourself in a place like, geez, this looks good. All the signs are right. A fish is going to come to this.
Yeah.
It's going to find, if a fish finds this, it's going to like it.
Yeah.
And you're part of that, And that's what I don't think a lot of people even think about.
Nah. Well, I didn't think about it till you said it. And I was like, but it makes sense to me.
Well, you think about it. Say you're especially out somewhere structure. And I like structure. I love structure. Yeah. Like I'm a boring fisherman, mate. Yeah. If I go somewhere.
It's not boring when you catch, though.
Yeah, but they're like, you've watched my, you've seen me post up my run for the day.
Yeah.
It's like, people are like, that was where you fished?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man, that's like a mile.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, that's where they were. Like, oh, what'd you get? I got 5 bites there.
Yeah.
And they weren't like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
It was like, we had a couple in the morning, and then we stayed there, and in the afternoon we had 2 or 3 more, like it's not like you just staying, I'm staying on the fish, and that's why I say the structure. If you go on the structure, I'm fishing on the bit of structure. It's the prime position where you're going to get a predator looking for some food. Yeah. And you just happen to be the food.
Yeah. You're the easier feed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I sort of laugh a little bit about that, because
you look at it, you think about it, like all the boats go up and fish the king bank and they do really well. It's because they fish the king bank. Like they fish on the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't go up and fish around the king bank, or they might catch on a few on the way, but they fish an area that's holding fish or food.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, you can do a bunch.
Or the Wanganella banks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's on steroids, obviously, but same thing. Like they're there, like on that structure or on that food.
For sure. Yeah. But so it's sweet when if the fishing's slow, I'm all about the structure.
Yeah. That's your best chance.
That's how I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also how you fish that structure. So, like, and that's why I talk about the autopilot so much.
Yeah.
And your boat is prime example. You can't pound yourself into a head sea in your little boat.
No.
I tried it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It sucks. Eh?
Yeah, you know. So you're going to have to line it up. So you're going to run bow quarter and stern quarter pretty much all day. So you have to actually pick your spot and then you have to pick your run.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't fish.
Nah.
Like it's not it's not possible. And that's like, you know, you're talking about the big boats.
Yeah.
Well, they have an advantage, but they have a disadvantage as well because you can get in it and you can just drive wherever you want. So you can plow it straight into the sea.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, but that is not the ideal way to run your lures. So that's one thing with your boat that since it is little, and that's why the autopilot is even more important, is now you have to actually, okay, well, I've got a patch of fish here or a patch of bait or a bit of structure or I've had a bite here. I now have to line it up so I can consistently run that.
Stay on it, yeah.
You know, and like, I mean, I fished on your boat and you're getting pushed, like if it's got a swell, like you've got that line you want to do, but that's the current and the swell's pushing you anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to stay on that spot.
Yeah.
You know, because you might be doing that line.
Yeah.
But you're getting pushed the whole time. You're getting pushed down.
Further away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah, well, I think about that day when I had that fish hot on the teaser. Like I had a little mile run that I was doing. It wasn't a nice day.
No.
So I was fighting real hard to stay on that where I was because I raised 9 fish on a little mile run across the day. But the thing is I had no fish come up going into the sea. Yeah. They all came when I was quartering going with it because the lures swam better.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Well, that in my mind, that's why they did.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But I think because what you'll find is you're probably fishing across the current more.
Yeah.
You know, so before you're fishing a tiny wee window into the current, say, or down the current, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But now you've got yourself a window across the current and you're covering a lot more ground.
Yeah.
Like a lot more window, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and like, you know, you watch the fish tailing. You know, he's tailing down the swell normally, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they're rolling. And so you're covering that window now. That style of fishing, picking that spot is even more important in your boat.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're so limited. It limits you to a lot of things, but it's taught me a lot of good lessons too.
Yeah.
Like teach you to read the sea, read the current. Like I can't just, like I said, I can't just turn and go where I want to go.
No.
I'm like, oh, I want to go there. How am I going to get there? Like,
but it teaches you too about like, okay, staying on the fish and how important it is to get your line right and be able to run over that and run over that spot as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why you see like that style of fishing, boring fishing, is very, very successful.
Yeah.
But it's consistent.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get guys that'll go have a good day and catch heaps. But then the next day, you know, they're not so good. But like if you can fish that style, you quite often be like, oh, you're one here, one here, or 2 there.
Yeah.
You know, like you're never far off having the action.
Yeah.
Fishing that way.
I thought about, like I went out one day when me and Dad went and I really wanted to go where I'd had all those 9 fish up, which was the last maybe a week or 2 prior. And I remember like I was like trying to get there, but then the sea just turned shit, like horrible. And I couldn't because of where it was. And I was just like, forecast was for it to drop. It wasn't meant to get as bad as what it was, but I was like, okay, how am I going to get there? So I worked out an angle on the sea that I could head in that, like head out to sea. And I was like, I'm going to end up way, way north of where I want to be. So I was like, all right. So I basically started zigzagging, heading south until I could get to a line where I could run up, kind of quartering into it, but smooth enough to get back to where I wanted to go. So I basically wasted the whole morning. It took me 2 hours to go zigzag down sea and then get into a position to come up. And then just before I got there, the sea started to drop, came up on the mark, straight away, bang, bite. Yeah. Caught it. Yeah. Where I wanted to go. And as soon as I got there, bite, and we raised for that day and caught 2. Yeah. And it was the same thing. Got there, went back and forth, back and forth.
And you know, that just comes back to having the confidence to stay on what you, like trusting your gut and what you've learned. And as I say, that all started from having that good setup, having some success.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay, why did I have that success? Starting to understand a bit more about it.
Yeah.
And then just using those signs that you've already seen and putting them in different places.
Yeah.
And then having that confidence that, oh, yeah, that looks like a good sign. I'll give it some time here.
Yep.
Oh, look, bang, I got a bite.
Yep.
Wow, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you feel good about yourself. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then as well, what it does is you're like, oh, I didn't get a bite today, but I saw good sign and I was in a good place, or else like, you know what, I actually didn't find what I was looking for today.
Yeah, that frustrates
Yeah,
the
I'm
shit
like,
out
man,
of me. I hate those days.
Yeah, like I just
But they
couldn't-
happen. Like,
Oh, yeah, totally. And don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like on those days I just drove all over the ocean. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm still hunting. I'm like, how long should I keep hunting
Yeah.
before I should just pick somewhere? And
Yep.
like, I was just like, oh, but some days I'll just spend all day hunting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at the end of the day, I haven't seen anything. And I'm just like, oh, man, I didn't actually fish anywhere today.
Yeah.
I was just searching.
Yeah. It's been
And those are the
right.
days that I hate the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally I'll get lucky. But if I get a bite, bang, I'll just stay there, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a sign. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a sign. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
dead right.
Yeah.
You know? But those are the days you look, now you go fishing and you're like, oh, well, I didn't actually see anything I liked today.
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay too.
Because it happens. It's fishing.
Yeah, but it just reinforces, that again reinforces what we spoke about, that,
Yeah. When you see something, capitalize on. Well, you know, be patient.
Be patient, you know? So, I mean, that really, I know it sounds very hard for some people to understand, but that's why boat set up and what we did to your boat changed everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, then you just.
because then it's the mental aspect.
Yeah. It's all mental. Everything you do in life is mental. Like, I did a challenge last week, that 30 classes in 5 days, the 30 and 5. It was all mental. Everyone's like, how are you doing this? This is impossible. Like, other members from the gym come and did, you know, some of the girls 15, 17 classes, and they're just shattered and broken, whatever. But I was like, yeah, but if you set your mind to it at the start of the week and you said you were going to do 30, you'd do 30.
Yeah.
Because you said you're going to do it. Like, and you're mental, like they're clearly mentally strong because they did 15 and they didn't even commit to doing 15, you know? They just did it because they wanted to support and be there kind of thing, you know? And I was like, well, imagine if you put your mind to it. So you've done that without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I built myself up for months knowing that it was coming. And I'd said I was going to do it. I made it public that I was going to do it.
Yeah.
You know? It was a video on Instagram and I was raising money for the water boy. So it's like, I've made it public. There's no way you can back out from that. You just got to mentally suck it up.
But that whole, like, it's the fishing is like, oh, how did you know it's going to be there? I had a gut feeling and I trusted it, you know?
And then your gut gets better at being right when you spend more time on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. For someone like you who's fished everywhere and spend a lot of time, don't spend as much time now, but still slay it.
Mate, this season's been crazy for it, eh?
Yeah.
Like, I've had hardly any time, and I've had best season I've had in God knows how long. Been loving it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just exactly the same. Like, it's like my thought process is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, guys are like, oh, what do you think? I'm like, man, and they're like, oh, what do you think of this, this, and this? And I get lots of guys sending me messages. I'm like, look, man, I don't even, like, you're getting way ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the answer to that. I don't think about that. I just look at what we just spoke about. Okay, there's some signs here. Looks good, bit of bait. I feel good in this area. I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
And hello. You know? And that's the thing is the more you do it, you understand what you're sort of looking at.
Yeah.
Success gets more. You know? But, I mean, that's cool. But then we can get on to the next sort of piece of the puzzle. But I think, though, that side of it is the biggest.
Yeah.
That side of it that we've just spoken about with the boat set up and then the confidence and the learning of what doing and the running the angles and that is the big piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
The next bit is, well, that's the tool we've used to hook the fish that you've just
Found.
And fooled into coming into your spread.
Yeah. It found me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, you know, you're never going to know that answer.
Nah.
Yeah, sweet.
Can't get drunk enough with the marlin.
Yeah. But, you are going to know that. That's not quite true. You are going to know, like, you see one tailing or you see it on the surface, well, you found that fish. You know, you're like, oh, yeah, I put myself in a good area, I found that fish.
Yeah.
But, other times is marking bait and stuff. Oh, no fish. But then, like, late in the afternoon, some fish might have found it.
Yeah.
And then you got action, like, you know. So anyway.
Yeah.
But that's the key message out of that, I reckon, out of what we did for you, because I can see it in you. And you tell the stories like, oh yeah, I found this.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing better.
Well, yeah, that's why I found that one at 28 meters.
Yeah.
Because I had confidence that I said it. I was clearing the gear because we were going in. Fish between 50 and I think 60 was the deepest we got. In 45 meters, and yeah, it looked good. I was confident as that we're gonna find one. Then started clearing the gear. Was just doing it slowly. Always do it slowly, so you got a chance. Mate's like, oh, do you want me to bring one of those? No, don't touch it. Like, bring it in real slow. Longer the lure's in the water, the better chance you got to catch them on. And then got down to, I had 2 lures left in. I'd already pulled my dredge in. I looked over the side and I was like, man, this is the best water we had all day. I turned around, looked at the sounder, and we're in 38 meters. And I was like, looked across and there's the mountain. Like, we're inside the surf break at Raglan, like between the mountain and the bar. What I say before was 3.5 miles from Manu Bay boat ramp. Yeah. So real close, considering we normally go 30 mile. And then I was like, man, this looks good. And I was like, and then looked at sounder. There's balls of mackerel. Like, you know, I'm assuming mackerel on the sounder, the bait balls everywhere. And I'm like, might just give it a bit longer. So I left the 2 lures out, passed up and down through this area. I don't know, for maybe another half an hour, 40 minutes. It's getting closer to dark. And then I'm like, might as well go in. So I go up, start pulling I just had one lure on the long corner still out and the short rigger. And I was putting the long corner down, and I just grabbed the line to pull it out of the clip. And my mate's like, marlin, and spun around and it's all over the short rigger. Yeah, there he was on the Trojan, all over it, grabbed it, shook his head around, did about 3 or 4 jumps, and then just threw it off. And then, back on the riggers they go, round and round. Didn't get another bite, but I was just like, I was shocked but not shocked, because I was like, I said it, like there had to be one. Well, I was very, very confident that there'd be a fish there.
Yeah, but
there was.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, you said all the things there. You're confident.
Yeah.
But the next sort of piece of the puzzle is the lures, I guess, and how that's set up and how everything's run, I guess.
Yeah.
That we changed.
Yeah, well, the whole efficiency of having, like, with using the light gauge system, like having everything ready and leaders all ready to go, and then to catch a fish, another one straight in, out again. Like,
so you came here for those 2 days. We did 1 day on the boat, pretty much. Oh, the other thing we did do to your boat before I forget is put a new steering wheel on it, eh?
Yeah, that's right. We did the suicide knob.
Yeah, the suicide knob. That's made a game changer,
it's like go-kart.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so when you drive, it's just, especially for me, because quite often, like you said, it's me and one other. Normally that other doesn't have much fishing experience, most of the time none. And then, because I like taking my mates out that are keen to go and never been. So it's just having that ability to be able to drive and lead it, like right there, can reach with one hand and turn the wheel. And, it's mean.
Yeah. So that's another thing that we did to the boat, which I thought was a big thing. yeah, then as far as you coming here, we did that as we did the day on the boat, and then we did 1 day on your gear, and that's for the whole season.
Yep.
Right. So with that light gauge setup, it's all about the preparation.
Yeah.
You know, and like how we had it set up, where you've got all your pre-made rigs in a Ziploc bag with a leader and everything ready to go, and we're only rigging the lures
You're running.
that you're running.
Yeah. Not deteriorating a heap of rigs.
Exactly. So I mean, if you might have, say you run 4 lures, you might have 6 rigged,
Yep.
a spare, and 1 for a rough, like to change out for a rough water one or whatever, and then you've got another bag with all your pre-made rigs with a leader and everything ready to go if you need to change out. And that's the whole thing about the light gauge, setting it up that way, is you only get those, you only got to look after those 6 rigs. You know, you're not like, because as soon as one goes in the water, it's deteriorating.
Yep.
So you only want to put in the ones that you're going to use, because you don't want to be having, I've got 15 lures and every one of them's rigged. Yeah. You know, oh, great for me, because like I sell a bunch of rigs. But it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because you've only got a certain margin for error with that little hook. It's got to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So you only want to be looking after 6 good ones, not 15 average ones, for example.
Yeah. And then it's going to fail somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to be...
And then it'll be like, oh, no, they're no good. It's like, yeah, but were you looking after them? Like, it's a whole Like, I learned so much in the 2 days here. I was very fortunate to have that opportunity. But then hopefully through this podcast, more people can take the learnings that I got from it.
Yeah.
But I used light gauge before and hadn't been successful with it, but because I didn't understand it, like I didn't get the process and the, I wasn't in a position or a mindset to be able to fish them without fear.
Yeah.
And then now I just fish them without fear. And I'm willing to crack some off because, like...
How many you cracked off?
None, but I'm willing to.
Yeah, but...
You know what I mean? I've got the confidence. Like, people have seen the videos and people comment. Like, I swing on them on the leader, but I'm happy to there because I'm like, well, I've caught it. I'm not taking the fish home. It's not a tournament fish. If I've needed to tag it, I've tagged it. If not, then, if they're not a member, I'm not tagging it anyway and I'm letting it go. Like, it's always good to get the photo, but I'm willing to be in a position to swing on it.
But, I mean, it comes back to that confidence thing again. It's just another piece of the puzzle, man.
Yeah.
If you're not confident in it.
But I've also found out whether I've got it hooked quite good early, because as soon as it goes down, I put pressure on it. And if it stays on and you put a heap of drag on it, you're pretty confident that you can swing on it.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I talk about that whole make or break moment, like in our past podcast, that you've got that make or break moment where you just put some drag, like it goes down, put some drag on it, and you might as well find out early on.
Yeah.
Instead of getting it like, an hour in or whatever it is and then find out. You might as well just, and the thing is, you may not even get that moment. You might have caught it before then.
Yeah.
That's what you find that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think of like Marie's one. That was a long bite. But I didn't fish it without fear. Like
no, that's the first one.
Yeah, first one, and just, we definitely did the drag change, and it was working. Like the fish would go down, give it a bit of drag, would turn and come up, we'd run after it. But as soon as it would come up, we'd back it off, then run after it, and it would go down, and we just did it back and forward for a while. But then it wasn't but basically as soon as the fish took off and went down, we'd back the drag straight away. So it was basically just take off, pulling, nothing, like, kilo, a couple of kilos, 3 kilos. But then as Marie got more tired, I said, I'll stuff it, like leave the drag on it. So when it was going down, just leave like 7 kilos on it. And it's not like tearing off and jumping around on the surface. Like, it's just on a steady run down. And then I was putting the boat into reverse. Another tip that I picked up with a small boat, because they just pull the boat so easily because it's so little. So it's just touching the boat in reverse and it's adding drag to it, and then massive change. You see the fish instantly turn and come up.
Huge. Like, and that's why, like, I listen to a lot of these guys that can pull all this big drag. Well, you aren't.
Yeah.
especially in a small boat, if you want to pull those big drags and stuff, like 7 to 10 kilos is a lot of drag.
It's a shit load. Yeah.
You know, like, wow, like you put it on and like you pull that, it definitely like is going to make a change to that fish's behavior. And that's what we always talk about, how keeping it light as possible to start with to give you that maximum change.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the whole secret, you know.
Yeah, I use sunset heaps.
Yeah.
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 Because I just keep coming up on the drag, and if the fish didn't move or didn't alter, I just keep going, and then get the sunset and then just touch the boat in reverse, keep it going back, and then you just see the angle start to change.
Yeah.
Normally a couple of knots or start to change, and then just like slowly back off.
Yeah.
And then the fish come up and go after it.
So you mentioned earlier about now you've got an autopilot, you watch the spread like a hawk.
Yeah.
What do you, and you talk about now about hooking these fish and knowing it's hooked or whatever.
Yeah.
What have you noticed? Like, have you noticed any more on the bite and what it does and that kind of stuff? Like,
yeah, well, I've noticed like all my short corner bites are all inside out. Like they're all coming in and they're all hooking front hook outside of the jaw and the top.
So does that change your mindset straight away?
Yeah.
When you've like got the fish on, I've got a different mindset.
Yeah, it just looks like I know that's on. Like,
and it changes.
And I've had other ones that I've like, fuck, I haven't hooked that.
Yeah.
And straight away, and I'd back the drag off on it. And that was the one with my mate Boogie and his Russian wife Sasha. It's a funny story, that fish actually, but yeah, straight away I was there for ages, you know, and they just paddle and fiddle and try and twack it with their bill, and yeah, he'd actually gone across. He'd come on the teaser first and dropped back on the long corner, smacked that one out of the clip, took about 5 meters, and then crossed over and was on the short rig, and he was there for a while. And I just like, well, I even said to them, I was like, I don't think we're going to catch this one, like, because it just didn't look like he was hungry. And then he took a lazy little bite, and then like ran off, and I just backed the drag off, stayed behind the fish.
Yeah, but there, that's straight away. You know, you're starting to talk like, oh, okay. So since I've got the autopilot, now I'm watching the spread better.
Yeah.
Okay, so since I've watched the spread better, I've seen this happen.
Yeah.
And then I've seen what they do on the bite more. Okay, well, that one there did this. Get it to the boat, it was hooked. Okay, so the next time, the next one that does that, okay, I've got a pretty good feeling that this one's. Once again, your boat setup has led to that.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I say. I just keep going back to that.
Yeah.
It's important, man.
Yeah, super important.
You know? So you've got, you know, now you've got this fish on. It's hooked. I think it's hooked. Can fight it with a bit more drag. Oh, shit, I can actually pull pretty hard with these when I need to.
Yeah.
You know, because I've gone through the process and you've learned.
Yeah.
Okay, while it's running hard, I can't pull drag on it.
Yeah.
When it's going down, it's in a slow pull, I can put plenty of drag on it. And, you know, and you learn, okay, well, to put applied drag, I've got to back the boat off and all those kind of things. But, I mean, that all comes with just using the gear.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk till we're blue in the face and we can tell people our stories.
Yeah.
But you're still not going to learn until you go and do stuff. And learning, there's mistakes.
Yep.
Stuff goes wrong. Gear fails.
Yeah.
But that's how you learn. And you try to minimize those by, okay, well, I want to learn how strong my gear is. You go and break it.
Yeah.
You know? And so, you know, like that's that fishing with the light gauge. And how we had yours set up with only using 6 hook rigs or whatever, like, you know that those 6 hook rigs are perfect. And you know, like, okay, well, I've got a new one in my bag. If something's wrong, I just slide a new trace on, crimp it, done.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'm putting the same lure back out that's got a fish as well.
And having everything the same too, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing that we didn't cover.
Yeah.
Like all my lures, skirts, all the same length.
Yeah. And you've thinned them all out, eh?
Yeah, all the hook rigs are the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're using one hook rig?
Yep.
So like that's what I'm trying to like say about this consistency approach. You're using one hook rig for everything. Every lure has got exactly the same hook rig.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might have 20 of them, but they're all exactly the same.
Yeah.
They've all got like 12 feet of leader on them, for example, for your wind on.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever length you choose, they've all got exactly the same. Like everything that we're doing is consistent. You know.
Yeah, all my rods are set.
Yeah.
Like for their rod holders,
Yeah.
like where they're placed on the boat, so they've all got Dacron loops. So
I mean, yeah. So that's another thing that we did for the outrigger set, and we'll get into that. So, I mean, with that outrigger setup, like as we say, everything is run from the riggers. We run a Dacron loop in that, and every rod has its holder, has its position, it has its distance. And that's, once again, I go back, we talk about keeping your notebook.
Yeah.
Like I know on my boat that, you know, the two corners are 14 arm spans.
Yeah.
And then the riggers are 28 arm spans.
Yeah.
And then if I want to run a long one, well, I know those are my starting points, you know. And if I've got those set at, say, those distances, and I know that where they should look in the spread because the speed of the boat is right.
Yeah.
And if something looks out of place, you can see it straight away.
Yeah.
Like you're like, what's up with that? And you're like, oh, it's not in the right place. Or my speed's not right. Or something's not
It's
right.
like, oh, they're all out of place. Speed's not right.
Yeah.
One's out of place. Oh, yeah, it's moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So that Dacron loop thing is really good. The other thing I like about it is the way we run the clips.
Yeah.
It's really good for that style of fishing because it's consistent. Like you use a rubber band. That sits in there all day.
Yeah.
Haven't had a bite. It's weaker by the time you get the bite.
Yeah.
With the Dacron loop, it's the same all the time. We can set it to a certain tension. And it's a crisp, consistent release.
Because everything's tight.
Yeah.
There's no variance.
No. But, I mean, I like I mean, we talked about the clip tension. Like I like it quite tight.
Yeah.
And the reason I like it that tight, so we've got 5 kilos on it. The reason we've got the 5 kilos on it is because you want them to like have to work to get it out. Like, yeah, you still get them to knock it down.
Yeah.
But you want them to actually have to have a decent swipe at it to get it out.
Yeah.
It's opposite to how I'd fish the heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the heavy, I'm trying to catch the one that's around the bill.
Yeah.
With the light, I'm trying to hook them.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got that, can't go around the bill.
Nah.
Really. Because it's that hook so small.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to hook them in the bill. So I want them to have to actually work to get that lure out of that clip.
Yeah.
And juice it right on the bite.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the reason why you have to have your riggers tight.
Because you don't want their variance or play.
Yeah. And I think what you're telling me that you'd never caught one on the riggers or something?
Nah. Corners.
Yeah.
First fish they ate the rigger, I caught it.
You got the new setup. The previous setup, no good.
Nah.
And now...
Never had a fish on my rigger.
Yeah.
On the old ones.
Yeah. But now...
They come in the corners, but they wouldn't go on the riggers.
Yeah, which is the opposite to what we talk about before, you know?
But that was because I was running my corners out of the riggers still, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like, but the back ones just obviously with those riggers and the play and the not as stiff, not as high, wasn't presenting as nice.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And now everything's pretty much across the board gets action.
Yeah. Last fish I caught was on the last spot on the boat that hadn't caught one this year.
Well, there you go. Like now you've got
all 4 rods of all.
Like
caught.
You don't have a hot spot now, pretty much, apart from maybe
short corner's still pretty hot.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a teaser.
Yeah, but that's probably how it should be because those are the 2 things that are like in the prime spots.
Yeah.
You know, you got dredge and a teaser chain. I mean, that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
They're there for that, for the maximum raising ability. You know.
Yeah.
So you know you're doing like you've got your spread right.
Yeah.
So, but that whole clip setup, we've got 5 kilos in the clip. That's consistent across all of them. We scale that.
Yeah.
Like we scaled that with you.
And I keep checking them too.
Yeah. And then also the drag setting with 5 kilos on the bite as well. You know? So just once again, that consistent approach. So, I mean, that was very, like, look, it's pretty much the easiest bit to talk about.
Yeah.
the boat setup was where it all was.
Yeah.
Because it all led to these things. You know, led to your fishing getting more confident and that. And then now you've got a system where you're hooking them better. You know? And it's because you've got a consistent approach to it.
Yeah. And then, learning how to drive on the fish, or like, focusing heavily on the driving on the fish too has made a big difference. So
and more enjoyable.
Yeah. It was cool because like we did the podcast, set the boat up, went out, caught the first one, then went across the Hoki, and then like that fish was hooked like wow, then went across the Hoki, and there was a lot of messy feeding fish over there, like heaps of people were missing a bunch, and we had 3 bites, caught one of them, but the one we caught we didn't even hook it. Like it was just wrapped around the bill. But because we stayed behind the fish, focused on that we got a chance and we caught it. Yeah,
but this is where this is where your autopilot comes in, which you didn't have at that stage. But like you got it further down the track and you can see, okay, well, it reacted like this on the bite. Don't think it's hooked. I'm going to fight it this way.
Yeah.
And look at the result.
Yeah.
So you get more confident in driving. You actually think about it more.
Yeah.
So even if it is hooked, well, I'm still going to, you're naturally going to do these processes to help you catch that fish.
Oh, and you learn like through the fight.
Yeah,
like, when
exactly.
it goes down that first time, that's like, for me, that I'm thinking make or break now.
Yeah.
Like when it goes down, the drag comes up to see if I can get a change.
Yeah.
And I know that if I'm 100% okay. Like I'll still be gutted, but I'll be 100% okay if it comes off.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, if I break a hook because I need the tips in, like I can live with that because I know that the tip of a big hook wouldn't have gone in it to start with, so I wouldn't have had that chance to get to there. Or I might come up on it and might drive the hook in. Yeah. You never know. But I'm in a position where I'm like, okay, I can confident it's going down, it's going away from me because I kept the boat behind it. Yeah. Let's come up on the drag, see if we get a change. And then it does, and it changes, it comes up, and then you're like, okay, I'm pretty confident now that I've got this fish hooked. Yeah. And then, if it doesn't, and it comes up, and it's changing direction and going everywhere and not really jumping, then I'm like, I don't think it's hooked. We just take our time, stay behind it, and get a chance.
The thing is, it's really interesting to talking to you now after the season, listening to you. The difference to how I spoke to you at the start. I was telling you this. Yeah. Now you're telling me this.
Well, I'm just telling you what you taught me.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm listening going, oh yeah.
Sounds like someone I know.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, is that right? But then it's also got further now. Like, I mean, just with you hanging out here today, start talking about lures. And we talk about, oh, yeah, I got a real good hookup rate on this one. Yeah. And you're like, telling me it does this and it does that. I'm like, yeah, well, now you can, start of the season and the few years in the past, like, oh, yeah, that's a good lure. And I like the look of that lure. And that now it's like, I like the lure because of this. Yeah. Not because, oh, yeah, I like this one. Yeah. Oh, it's got a bite on that. Well, yeah, you've got a bite on it, but did you catch it? Yeah. Did you hook it?
Yeah. Well, it's like we were talking about, since I put the Trojan in the short corner, like they eat it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good
no
hookup
secret.
Rate.
Ben Brown slays it.
Yeah.
Here's a Trojan.
Great hookup rate.
Yeah, great hookup rate. So, Trojan in the short corner.
Yeah, so like that, what does that tell you?
Yeah, his dredges, it does its job. Like it pulls fish in.
Yeah, so you're
without a doubt.
Yeah, so you're going to put this lure there. Yeah,
it's nice and presents, and it's easy for them to eat.
And it gets deep.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had the D-shackle there, which heaps of shit ton of bites on it last year, but it didn't catch as much. Well, I didn't catch on it, but it got bit all the time. Like I had 9 short corner bites. My D-shackle's wrecked. It's got bill rash all over it, but it's got a lot more action and there's a lot more white water and a more wobble.
Yeah, and
the riggers might play a part in that too, though.
Yes.
For me from last year, but
I think that all plays a part, but it also they eat the different styles of lures differently quite often. Yep. You get a lot of lures that get bit a lot,
Yeah.
You don't catch much on them as well, you know, but lures like that, what you're talking about, Trojan, and I mentioned it today, I was like talking to you about it, and we're like, oh yeah, no, like me and Eddie speak about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I really love this lure, and I love getting bites on it, but we don't hook that many on it. And then we're like, oh, Trojan's just like we should be running that style of lure because, like, you know, Trojan, BTK, and like these are all cup face lures, by the way, to everyone listening. Straight running, easy to eat, good hookup rates on them. And that's like, I was always like, I'd like to run a few of those splashy lures because like the aggressive angle face, they're great. But
mean bites on them. When the fish come on them, they're angry.
Oh, angry, man, and I love it. But that's only good in the calm. You know, I like to run those other ones that are straight. Like I'll run if I'm in any choppy water, I just want stuff that's going to stay in the water.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is too, like now that you've got the boat set up, I'm confident to run pretty much any style of lure because I know that I can adjust it to make it run nice behind that boat.
Yeah.
Within reason, of course.
Yeah.
But like so that now you've got that consistent setup. Your riggers aren't flexing or anything. Your lures are going to run because they stay in the water more. So like that's why on the rougher days I want to just pick the lure that's going to stay in the water.
Yeah.
Like Marla love a jumping lure, but they're just rubbish at catching it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you might get plenty of bites on that lure, but the hookup rate could be rubbish on it.
Yeah.
And that's like that Trojan. That's what's called a Trojan, man.
Yeah.
It's just a workhorse, you know.
Yeah.
And it has the added bonus that they can eat it easily.
Yeah. Well, it's I've had two fish, like it's on the short corner, like and that's not that far behind my boat.
No, I've seen it. It's very short.
And then people would have seen the videos too. I've had two fish eat it and you can't even see them. Not even a swirl behind the lure. The fishes, and they're all eating inside out, and they're all getting hooked on their left side in the top jaw. So they're eating it, you know, like dropping back from the dredge, going up and inside out.
Yeah. And
pinning them.
Yeah. So like you're starting to notice that now, just through sheer fishing and having success. You're making up you're making up your own, like what would you say?
Observations.
Through your observations, your own like intel.
Yeah.
And own like answers from your observations, you know?
Yeah.
So
but it's crazy. Like I didn't think that you'd ever get a marlin to eat a lure and not be able to see it. You know what I mean? Like they're so big and they got bills and
they're fast.
Dorsals and tails and
but that eats the lure underwater.
Yeah.
Fast, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Pretty mean, eh?
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps us doing it. And that's why, like, if you're into it and it's a drug, man. Like now you're starting to see. So it's always that thing. It's like anybody's career or passion. From an outsider or from a newbie starting, you don't need to know all the layers.
No.
You just need to know those top few. Don't ask too many questions, man. Just do it this way. But then once you start to get into it, you start to see all these layers unfold and people are like, oh.
Quite a bit to
There's
it.
actually quite a bit to this. You're like, yeah, but you don't actually, like, if you just want to go out and catch a marlin and have fun, you don't actually need to know this.
Yeah.
But once you're into it, you need to know this and it'll make you so much better.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's like tasting wine, mate. Like, I know nothing about, you get the guy who describes it all. And I'm like, well, just, mate, to be honest, just give me one that's going to be nice to drink.
Yeah.
I don't have the knowledge to know all those things, you know, like it's exactly how I look at the marlin fishing, you know. I'm like, okay, starting out, just do it this way. And this is going to give you a great, you know, a good result.
Yeah.
But then once you get into it, now the layers start unfolding, and that's what you're telling me pretty much.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So, for you, did you have that in place before Cape Verde in terms of that consistency in the setup, or was that like came about because of the situation in Cape Verde with that?
I think I had the knowledge. I just didn't know how to do it.
Yep.
like I had knowledge of how things worked, but I didn't have, it was a blessing, man. It was a blessing to go there and have that situation with that crew that couldn't speak the English and that, and you're like, wow, how do we actually make this work? And like, you want to be good. So yeah, that was definitely that was a blessing, man.
Yeah.
I'll never, like, that was definitely a blessing. At the time it was not.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking back at it, for sure.
Yeah.
That's how that all got created.
Yeah, because I've been thinking that a lot, and I haven't asked that question. And we talk a shitload now. But yeah, I've always thought that a lot. I was like, man, I wonder if this all came about from that situation.
Oh,
like,
without a doubt.
it's amazing, how like the human body reacts and learns, and
and then you go, oh, like you start to see it, and you're like, okay,
oh.
Yeah, and then like, oh, I can start to see this in a different way now.
Yeah.
And then you start to see it too. Then you start doing this. How can you educate? It's very different to...
Yeah. Yeah, it's like coaching and playing. It's so different to be able to tell someone how to do it than do it yourself.
Yeah. Totally different. And then...
Because everyone learns differently.
Yeah, and totally. And then learning at a different level too. So you've got your beginner.
Yeah.
And then you've got your advanced. And then you've got professional.
Yeah.
Such different levels.
Yeah.
And
you must find that in fishing. Like,
huge.
In your business. Yeah.
Huge. My focus though is definitely on the beginner.
Yep.
Yeah. But like, I just want to make that accessible, like catching a marlin accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
You know? But the great thing about it is we can take it as far as you want to go.
Yeah. You can catch one, or you can try and catch a heap.
Yeah. You know? So, I mean, as I say, we've always talked about this in the last podcast about pools of knowledge.
Yep.
And I always go back, I should be doing, like, I know what I know, and I'm always trying to learn, and I have to use, this year has been great because I got to fish a fair bit.
Yeah.
And had good success. So I gain a lot out of that. But as I said in the past, I gain a lot from the guys that I know that use my gear, and just mates in general from the fishing times that I've done in the overseas and that, and here. Those are the guys that I get the biggest like feedback and knowledge from now.
Yep.
And I'm using them because they're out there day in, day out. Okay, so what's going on, man? What are you doing? What's this bit of, what's the latest, you know? And like, oh, have you tried this? I just had an idea at the factory. Oh, yeah, okay, well, they give it a crack. And it's like, okay, well, that was good. No, that doesn't work. So that's how I do it now. And I'm lucky to be able to have some really, really good guys that do that. And I just feel like, I should go and do like a week with each of them each year just to get a refresher.
How good, eh?
You know?
A week with Eddie would be good fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think you need to do 2 weeks with Eddie. One week serious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have too much fun. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I mean, I harp on about that guy as well, but legend, you know? Legend.
He's very good at what he does.
Oh, he's very good at what he does, has a great fishery, and is up with trying new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like...
great personality too.
Oh, totally.
Hey, like he's...
Yeah. Aside from that, like, yeah, you got a great personality and he's kick-ass.
Yeah.
You know? Like, real good. So, yeah, throw in probably got like one of the best fisheries in the world, and you've got a pretty good combo. You know? But yeah, like, I think it's been, I think all of those factors of what we did have definitely contributed to you having a lot more consistent performance, mate, eh?
Yeah, definitely. And like just more, like it makes so much sense to me because the way my mind works, I need to be prepared. Like I love to be prepared. So being able to tick all those boxes and just be in a position that you're ready to go is like perfect because then I go with confidence and I'm not like, I should have done this.
Yeah, exactly. But the other great thing about it is now you can do two things. One, your mate can ring you up, oh, it was a mean bite off
Yeah.
here. Can you go tomorrow? You're like, oh, all you got to go is, can I get the time off work? It's not like, oh, I've got to get my gear ready. And if you do have to get your gear ready, all it is check
Put it in the boat.
Yeah, put it in the boat and check 6 lures.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're checking
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff. Like, everything's in its place.
Yeah.
And you've only got what you need. And then at the start of the next season, you've got probably half a day's work, and that'll set you up for the whole season coming.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, anyone can do a couple of hours an evening for 3 or 4 evenings.
Yeah. Anyone.
Anyone. And if you can't,
Especially if you're into
marlin fishing.
You don't sleep anyway.
Yeah, you know, so
you'll be that fizzed up, you'll do it.
Yeah, so you can, if you get it all set up, like, so what was it, 2 days to get your boat set up, and then now it's half a day every season, and your set's ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's very straightforward, and it's not a lot of gear.
No, it isn't.
You know?
Yeah. 6 lures, even though I've got shitloads.
Yeah. But you're always going to have.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
look
the
at
nature
them.
of it's nature of the beast, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can't stop.
No.
Like, you know? So.
No, you can't.
But that's what I say. You get into it, and now you start talking about lures. Oh, I need this lure for this action.
Yeah.
I need this for this position. I need this for this weather condition.
Yeah.
You know, I need this for, this color's the color that I need for here. Like, it just is endless.
Yeah.
It's endless, mate. You know, and then that's...
And as you gain that knowledge too, you start to learn and understand what will swim in what conditions, what will be good and what sort of bite. Like we talked about it today, like with the ticket, like a nice straight runner. I was like, and I said, like, that'd be wicked when there's a heap of fish. You know, like down at Raglan, there's a lot of fish. Like the straight runners were the ones that were getting eaten. Like the other was getting a lot of bites on other lures, but they weren't sticking.
No.
Yeah. But the easy feeds, the Trojan, they were eating it.
Yeah.
You know, and the BTK and
there you go, man. Like,
a lot of fish are coming up on like the Merlin and they're all over it, but they couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is like, you know, just sitting here listening to this whole thing. It all started from exactly what we started with, getting the boat set up right. Now you've seen all this stuff all season. Now you're telling me.
I'm only telling you what I've seen.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
Yeah.
That's why you've had the season you've had. You know? And if I sat here and I did the same talk with untold guys they've done the same, they'll sit here and they won't even know that they're doing it, but they're telling you all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know? And I it's great because, like, I see you have the success. Next minute I've got messages going, oh, I want to, like that, you know, Sweens does so well, I want to do what he does.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is what he does. You know? Just do that. Simple. Well, what's Ben Brown do?
Yeah.
He does that.
Yeah.
You know?
Simple.
What does Albatross do?
Yeah.
He does that.
They catch 4 at once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
How good is that?
It's all based off the same principle. All of those guys.
Yeah.
Just the light gauge setup, man.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not even just the light gauge is one small part of it. That's how the setup in general for any style of fishing now. You can go heavy gauge fishing. You can go like whatever you want, but you've got that boat that's set up to do that now. And for me, like, I think yours has been probably the most fun one to do because it's just seen the whole journey.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've actually talked about it.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had this conversation with anyone else on such a in-depth sort of level and seen the result at the end of a season.
It was funny, because when we did the podcast, my brother talked to me. Yeah, I don't know. He's listened to it a heap of times. Like, yeah, he talked to me, must have been like halfway through the season. I maybe caught 4 or 5 or something by that stage. And then he was like, he's like, Bonze knew it though, eh? And I was like, hey? And he's like, because we're just talking about the boat and the setup and that. And then I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, bro, like you can hear it in the podcast. He was just so confident that it was going to change. Like, and I was like, yeah, well, because you talk about that pool of knowledge. Like, you have the pool of knowledge, so you know the process works. So all I had to do was not be a fucking idiot and listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, because you had the knowledge, so I needed to listen and take that in. And that's the one thing that I find like a lot of people don't do well enough.
Mm-hmm.
When they get given good information, they try and put their own spin on it. And if you're not, like, if someone with knowledge is going to give you the time of day to share that with you, and they are experienced in that field, whatever it may be, like I learned this through my rugby career because, you know, when I was young, I think all of us when we're young, we think, oh yeah, what does he know? Like,
yeah.
But it's when you get a bit more mature and you realize you're like, man, I should have listened a bit more.
Yeah.
To,
But that's like the thing is now, though, the difference is now, okay, you've listened and now you can actually have an opinion with some knowledge behind it too.
oh yeah.
Because you've gone out, okay, I've seen this, and you now come to me and go, oh, what do you reckon of this? And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's like, oh, what do you think if we did this? And then like for me, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good thing, or nah, I wouldn't do that because of this. You know, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Or else I'm like, actually, that's a really good idea.
Try it.
I'm going to try that.
Mm. Yeah.
So, yes, I agree with what you say,
Yeah.
but that gives you, once again, the base, man.
Yeah.
So all I talk about is that whole base,
Yeah.
and I'm going to learn off you, you know? Or else I'm going to tell you, like, oh, you stayed here and did that on there? And you're like, oh, yeah, that's okay, that's cool. I learned something there.
Yeah.
Or else I'm like, why the heck did you do that, man?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely giving that knowledge from somebody who knows, like, I am ridiculously confident doing this, man.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just what I've done, just because I've done it so long.
Well, you won 2 world billfish titles, so you can be confident.
Yeah. But you just keep seeing results.
Mm.
You know, and I'm like, oh, well, I didn't get it today. So, well. And, like, that was the thing is, like, the last few times I've been out and I've had a bit of a bad run with, like, hooking them. Not too bad, but, you know, bad enough. I thought we, like, started, like, first bit of the season, I was catching everything.
Yeah.
You know, and then the numbers sort of added up. And, you know, the last 3 trips I haven't had to. But me saying, I had a bad trip, I'm still raising fish.
Yeah. You
know, oh, man, and just, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny when you put it in context like that.
You know, anybody else, like, back in the day, I would have been like, oh, I had a mean day, you know, had raised like 2 or 3. And like, now it's like, oh, I didn't catch the damn thing, you know?
Yeah. And I think it's always important to remember that too when you're like, once you do get a little bit of successes, to remember back to what you would have given when you were that, you know, when...
It's the whole thing. I look at it and I changed boats through the season. I got a new boat now. Yeah. It's all new to me. Yeah. Like I've used it a handful of times. And old boat, I'd had that for a season. Yeah. And I'd set that one up from scratch. You know, the Spellbound. And it worked how I wanted it to work. Had things in place for a reason, everything. Now I've got the new boat, it's good, but it hasn't been set up by me from scratch. Yeah. So we're still a bit half-assing it. So that's the next project. And we're seeing fish. We just haven't got things quite right yet. Yeah. I mean, I've still caught fish on it. Yeah. But it's not how I would like it. So I'm always, comes back again, I'm always like, oh, it's not how I want it. Yep. So I'm like, oh, you know, so you're not, it's exactly the same. So once I get it right, I'll be like, oh, yeah, sweet. Yeah. But
then the mindset changes.
The mindset changes again. Yeah. Like, I'm not worried about raising them. I'm like, okay, but I haven't got things how I want them. The riggers aren't stiff enough. Like, you know, just things. And then mindset, you know. So we can change all those things. Yeah. This new boat. And that's the project that I'm looking forward to over the winter. Yeah. You know? You know, we got new riggers coming for it. I'm going to set that all up with the nice tensioners and, you know, change the rod holder angles and stuff. You know, put the teaser reels into the into the riggers,
Yeah.
and that boat will be how I like it. So I'll fish better.
Yeah.
Because I like it.
Yeah, and you'll be confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, I even learnt that like when I came down and you gave the talk at Hunting and Fishing down in Rotorua. I came down with your Brownie and Adam.
Yeah, well, you were signing the autographs.
Nah. But yeah, signed one on the 100-metre line with Franklin too. And then, yeah, I learnt something there. And then when you said that lady, I think it was a lady, or was someone in the crowd asked what colours to run. And then you said, oh, what do you like looking at? And then she was like, what? What do you mean? You're like, what colours do you like? And I can't remember what she said, but green and orange, say, or whatever. Run green and orange. Oh, because you like looking at it. So if you like looking at it, you'll put it out. Yeah.
You know that there's like, okay, so the reason why Spirit this year was so popular.
Because it was in the water.
Well, yes, but you know you're getting told on social media that that's the hot colour.
Yeah.
So you get it and you go, I'm going to put it out because it's the hot colour.
Yeah.
And yes, you have confidence in it. And bang, a fish eats it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to, I told you that was the one.
I'm buying a spare one.
Yeah. So that's going back in the water each time. And yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm, you know, like, yeah, and you love looking at that thing.
Yeah.
Because you know it's going to get eaten.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's all a mental thing. And like, I mean, this year for me, pink was like hot. Like, I hadn't towed pink lures in my life. I'm like, what do I tow pink lures for?
Yeah.
And I had one that I really liked the look of. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give that thing a crack. And I stuck it out first day, bang. Like, oh man, that was awesome. It's the pink lure.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's cool.
And it's been hot, eh? That little pink and white heat.
Like, it has been hot, mate. Like, that was probably caught half my fish on that lure, you know?
Yeah.
So, and no matter where either.
Yeah, it didn't matter?
No. Run it everywhere. In the spread, everywhere on the spread. And then, any coast, East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah.
Been good.
It's mean, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's you got to like it. Hey, you've got to be confident in whatever you're doing, and then you'll do it well. As soon as you like second guess yourself on something, it's very hard to be successful.
Yeah, and the thing is with the lures now that you get this confidence as well. You're like, okay, oh yeah, what lures should we run today? Okay, I'm going to change the spread out completely. But as long as you've picked the lures for a reason, and this is what you're trying to create, probably going to work. You know, because now you know, okay, well, geez, that one's skipping a lot. I don't want that in the spread. You know, so you like, it's not just picking lures for the sake of picking lures that anything's going to work. No, now you've got a bit of knowledge and you've got, okay, well, we can change the spread up because I've got confidence that I'm doing everything right. And now I feel, and I like it. Well, geez, I'm going to change the complete spread today.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's like, I knew that was going to work. Like, just because I wanted to look at something different. And I changed the spread completely.
Well, you changed mine and it worked?
Yeah, just because the thing is, because you know, man, like you're just like, you're like, oh, you know, we're talking on the phone there and you're like, oh, I'm going to run this, this, and this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, man, but why don't you put this lure in this position for this reason? Yeah. Because I like that, because, you know, you're talking about your spread and I feel, oh, it's actually lacking this action. Yeah. Or it's lacking this colour. I'm like, put that there, you know?
Yeah, because I don't think I had anything orange in the spread.
Yeah, and you didn't have anything with that action either.
Nah, it was all straight.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, we'll put your Kraken with your boss on it, I think.
Yeah, long corner.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's like, that would be, it just.
And then I sent you a photo the next day. Yeah. Call on the Kraken.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's just, that was the piece of the puzzle that I would have had in there. Yeah. You know? Not necessarily that everything else was wrong. No. I was just like, well, just that, like, when I look at your spread as a whole, I'm like, well, that action and that colour was what I thought would be missing from your spread. Yeah. And look, man, you may have caught the fish on something else as well.
Yeah. But I didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't need any of the other ones.
No, but, that just comes with knowledge, man.
Well, it's like when we did the Trojan and Sweens and the
Blue and orange.
the blue and orange.
Yeah.
And I took it out, and the first day I ran it, I got a bite on every lure except that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, man, it's no good.
Yeah.
Took it out next time, caught 2.
Yeah.
And it had raised 4. I raised 4 fish that day. 5 fish. 4 fish came up on that. 3 of them bit, and I caught 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then had 1 other fish come on the teaser. But yeah, they all came. But the one that came on the teaser crossed over and ate.
Yeah.
So it was like they all 5 fish came on that one lure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's now that you've, once again, as you keep going back to it, you've got that base.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You now are starting to make your own like decisions about things and ideas and that. And just from what you've seen, you know. So I mean, now this season we probably still you might get another crack at it still.
Yeah, might do. There's still a few around.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely still a few around.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not as many people going.
Nah, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Just lately.
Oh, we saw that video today.
Yeah,
there was a heap there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more than I've seen all season.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, oh jeez. Yeah. And look how close it was. You know?
Well, it's like down off Wong Matar the last couple of weeks. It's just been nuts.
Amazing.
Like a lot of fish.
Yeah.
Like Thomas Maxwell, 7 in 3 days, fishing with a 4-year-old. His 4-year-old son. Crazy. It's mean fishing.
Oh, as good as it gets.
Yeah, as good as it gets with a good crew, let alone with a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's told though, mate.
Yeah. Doesn't talk back.
Yeah, exactly. Put him in the naughty corner straight away.
Yeah. You're not getting lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's been amazing to see that fishing. So I think that'll push all through the north again, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, they got to go somewhere.
Yeah. It looks like they're there.
Yeah. I don't think they're going south.
No. So with like you now with the boat set up, is there any last piece of is there any pieces of the puzzle that you're gonna do?
The only thing I would like to do would be to take my teaser and put it on an electric grill. Yeah. So I've got my dredge on an electric grill. So it'd be to add one more rod holder to mirror that off the other side, and I'll keep it through that pulley system off the rigger. Yeah. But run off a little teaser rod. Yeah. 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 Up into that.
I mean, that will just make everything.
Only for efficiency.
Yeah.
Like it. Yeah. It's not going to change how it presents.
No.
But it's just going to make it quicker to get the gear up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that done, what's the next fishing target, man?
I want to get a blue marlin.
Yeah. Feels like I'm interviewing you now.
Yeah. That's nice.
I've taken over the podcast, mate.
Real tales of Bonze. No, I'd like to like actually target one and go, because I've never fished with that in my mindset. I've been like, all right, I'm going to go and try and find one and look for an area that, holds them or.
Yeah, and it's got to, like, you got to have that, like, now you're going to go do this with a different mindset. You're going to go with, okay, I'm going to put myself in the best place. Yeah. I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't get one.
Yeah. You're willing to come home with nothing. Yeah. But you're willing to find that one. Yeah. Yeah. And it will happen. You just, and the thing is, the silly thing is we talk about that, but you're probably going to catch striped marlin at the same time. Yeah. Like, oh, damn, I caught a striped marlin, No, marlin's a marlin, man. It's all exciting, eh? But I mean, you now know. And I mean, this is why I like to say take over the podcast. Yeah. What are you going to do to change up? What are you going to do to target that fish? Tow bigger stuff in my spread. Bigger lures.
And
fish in the area that holds blue marlin. Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it only comes down through what you've. Yeah. Like, and that's why, that's why I'm asking the questions. Is because now you have that knowledge. Yeah. And how you're going to fight it the same way, process. Yeah. Yeah, I got a good point to start next January. Oh yeah, yeah, like exactly, exactly. Now that exactly.
Now you do too.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I mean that for me is the ultimate batfish.
Yeah,
you know?
be pretty cool, to tear around after one of those.
Yeah, but do it in a way that you actually like. The cool thing about it is, you catch it as a bycatch, but you can definitely target it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I definitely have a lot more satisfaction in going out and trying to target it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I took I had Matt Watson on, and he talked about his best fish he ever caught was that black marlin, because he went and targeted it. He never caught a black marlin in New Zealand. He's like, I'm going to catch a black marlin. Yeah. When he caught baits, he like swim baits, skip baits, just like they do in the Great Barrier Reef, and then he went and did it, and then he caught it. But it's because he targeted it is why he got so much satisfaction. Like if he just went out and trolled a lure and a black marlin jumped on, it's like, oh yeah, like cool, caught it, but that was a fluke. Yeah, I wasn't. There's a different style to catching it. Yeah. Oh
look, and look, it means fishing. You got a lure, you got a line in the water. You don't know.
You got a chance.
You know, you're not such a purist that, oh man, I was driving in the middle of nowhere and a blue marlin jumped on. I'm gonna break it off because it's not the one I want.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't target that. I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. But no, that's like that whole goal of what you've got now. Just keep going back to it. You've got the base, and you've got that knowledge, and you've worked out this is how I'm going to do it. Yeah, and you're going to go and try. Yeah, and you're going to learn some more. Mm-hmm. And you might catch a striped marlin. Yep. You might catch a black marlin. You might catch a yellowfin. You never know.
Might catch nothing.
And that's the risk you take, mate.
Yeah.
You know? But you got to remember, every time you go out, you got a 50-50 chance. Yeah. You're either going to catch something or you're not. Yeah. And every day you don't catch, you're closer to catching. But the thing is, that's the whole thing. Like now that you fish the way that you've just spoken, it's pretty consistent. Like you don't have too many down days because you're trying to put yourself in the best spot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can have your down day on the best spot. Like, it happens to everyone. Yeah, it happens, But, like, your fishing's definitely got more consistent.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, like, because you're like, you fished out of Raglan, it was really good fishing. That's why I fished out of Raglan, because it was good fishing. Yeah. Like, you know, I went where the fish were. Yeah. I went to Hokianga because it was good fishing. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is your fishing's more consistent because you are making that effort. And also, when you go, I can only go out of Whangamata today. Well, where do I go? Okay, let's make a plan. This was the best spot. I know there was some fish caught here. Yeah. I'm going to go and have a look at that spot. If not, I've got this other spot in my mind. Yeah. I might have run across something on the way, but I've got a little bit of a plan in place. So you're not fishing aimlessly like you have in the past either. Yeah. So you're more consistent anyway.
Because you build up that knowledge along the way. You end up with a few spots that you've had some luck or seen something or
I mean,
watch someone catch one beside you.
Like today's the classic example. That spot that we're talking about, you showed me on the chart.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be somebody else's written down. Like, you're like, when's this spot good? When have you had action here? Oh, January. Yeah. And then you look on the Navionics and there's somebody that's put a spot that's hidden there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Blue Marlin, January. Yeah.
Okay. Good place to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know? So, the definite like sweet spots to check out that you learn over time. Yeah. You know? So, it's definitely good to keep a record of areas of where you've had bites. Like, I don't have that's one thing, guys, always on I mark every bite. Well, I don't mark every bite. Yeah. I might have had the bite within, I just got one mark for a good area. Yeah. You know? And then during the day, I'm just looking on my track, you know, where I've had bites there because I can see where I've turned and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. And that's where I'll be running, you know? Yeah. But I'd never, like, some days you'd have, if you had one spot, 9-pin trench, I'd have 50 marks on it. You know? Yeah.
Like the chart upstairs, eh? It's got a few little
that's
marks
before
on
GPS.
Yeah,
that's before, that was from when they had the old Garmin handheld yellow GPS when they first came out. Like the ones that I think I said like E-Trek or something. I think it was called. Yeah, and like it had no numbers on it.
Yeah.
I had no map on it. It just had numbers.
Yeah.
And it had a guy walking.
Oh, yeah?
You know, so you're like, oh, man. Like, so you had to have, like, and then I'd go get the number.
Yeah.
It was before chart plotter. You'd transfer that number onto the chart, and that's how I used to mark the bites so I could see
where you were.
Where it was, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that's what that chart up there is that was my old chart before.
Yeah.
Like, geez, man, that's like, it was 15 or 16. So, I mean, that's like, it's like, 25 years ago.
Yeah. Were you going out there on, like, did you have a boat that you were going out at that age?
Yeah, I had, I just mates, but I didn't have a boat at that stage.
Yeah,
I didn't really start doing it myself until, like, last year of school. First year left school. So, like 18.
Yeah.
17, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last year of school. Yeah. And then I started going by myself. Before that, I was going with other people.
Yeah. Wicked, eh?
Yeah. No idea.
No
idea, man.
None of us did when we started, eh?
Yeah. But it's how you learn.
Yeah.
It's how you learn.
I got harnessed up on a skippy.
Yeah.
On my first.
Yeah, but you don't know any different, man. It's game fishing, man.
Yeah,
like,
I was smoking line. I was like, I'm on here.
Yeah, I was like, I remember we catch tuna and it was albacore. I was like, oh man, I caught a tuna.
Yeah.
It was like game fishing, you know, like, yeah.
I did catch a marlin like about 10 minutes later though, after harnessing up for a skippy. So.
You used the harness or not?
Yeah.
That was good.
Jumped out of the water, so I knew what it was.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. But yeah, like, it's what it's all about. It's just the enjoyment. And if you can increase your enjoyment by doing those things that we've done and what we've done to your boat, like catching more fish is more enjoyment, man. You know? But also not like taking it so seriously that it gets unenjoyable either. You know, they have a knack of falling off.
Yeah, that's Thomas Maxwell talked about that when I was caught up with him last, and he's like, he's got a lot different process now, like when he gets a bite compared to what he used to be like. He said, man, when I used to get bites, it would just be like yelling, you know, like get her in and whatever. But he said, like, so often they get off, and the best part you miss is the bite and when they start jumping. Like it's, you know, and it's close, it's right there, and it's jumping, whatever. Like, it's important to take that in. So he's like, all right, boys, have a look, you know, quick, have a look at it jump. Like, just reinforce to, like, take that moment in, because it could jump off. Yeah. Yeah, totally. And if you got your head down just, like, ripping in reels and not paying any attention, you're going to miss all the cool stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to get off anyway. Yeah, but that's the thing. And then you've missed the best part of it.
Yeah, but then that goes back to autopilot. Dredge reel, electric dredge reel, electric teaser reel. Yeah. And then you're only dealing with
a couple of rods. Yeah. You can wind that and watch. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, again, back to boat setup. Yeah. Enjoy. Like, the whole thing with the boat setup is it's enjoyment, man. You know? You enjoy using the boat. It builds the confidence. Yeah. I mean, it all stems back to that. Yeah. And it's as I say, it's hard to explain on the podcast. But, I mean, eventually we're going to get, like, some videos of your boat and how it's all done. And then if somebody listens to this and then watches the video, it's going to be like, oh, yeah, I see what they're talking about. You know? But, I mean, talking like this, that boat setup, yeah, it just changes your whole mindset. Yeah. You know? And listening to you, man, you know? Your mindset's different.
Completely different.
So, yeah. So, blue marlin next summer.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'll try real hard anyway. The hook might be a good starting point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Had a lot of success there.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't fished it a lot, but keen to give it a crack. Back at Aldi's is always good too.
Yeah, well, that drop off there's a good spot. Yeah,
That's a long way out though.
Yeah, I don't have to look how far out it is. I haven't fished there very much, but I mean, I fished there a handful of times, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Waihao.
Yeah, Waihao's close.
Close, man.
Just a crap drive.
Yeah.
I'd rather drive up here.
But it's like
probably the same time.
It's like everything swings. We just talked about it, man.
Yeah.
You go where the fish are.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want the blue marlin, and now you're just you're telling me, oh no, I don't want to go there because of the drive. Well, you want to catch a blue marlin, and that's where they are.
Yeah,
that's where you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So straight away, like you're answering your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm
driving.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get that. If you're targeting it, put yourself in the best place.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a good bite there this year.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, there was a good bite. And big fish, Never
really popped up anywhere else, though, and any real numbers this year.
Not any numbers, no.
Oh, just the odd one here and there. Whitianga normally gets 2 runs of them.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
There's normally a good one sort of late December, like just around that New Year's period.
I mean, the bay early in the season can be very good too.
Yep.
This year wasn't so good. There wasn't much action. I mean, a handful of good ones, but that's
there's a
about
shitload of stripies here early, like for
early.
Yeah, early.
Like December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was that one caught in November. Then December there was a heap out here.
I mean,
eh,
I caught
on the bay. You caught one in December?
I caught
or 2.
2 or 3 before Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty crazy.
Mm.
Then New Year's Day.
Yeah.
One New Year's Day. And then after that, next week I caught a few. Yeah, it was good.
And then you caught like 3 when I stayed here on my way up camping when you were over at Hokie.
Yeah.
With Brownie.
Yeah, so no, that early season was real good.
Yeah.
So the best I've seen an early season in a very, very long time.
Yeah. And then now the late season.
Yeah, if not ever.
Yeah.
The late season I don't think as good as it has been in the past.
Yeah.
But
it might be still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I saw in those videos today.
Yeah.
There's plenty of fish there.
Yeah.
And
and what we've seen down in Whangamata in the last week, like crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen it fish that good this late down there. Like it normally fishes good March, early April.
Yeah.
Late March, early April, like that, like good numbers, but not this late in April.
Yeah.
So it's May. It's duck shooting next weekend.
Yeah.
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 Crazy.
Yeah, and I always used to look at it, if we're still talking marlin fishing in May and we're going to boat show.
Yeah.
It was always like, oh, they're real late.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, as I say, most people giving up. But definitely worth going.
Yeah, definitely worth going.
And shallow.
Yeah.
Don't
go too far.
No.
Save your gas.
Yeah.
Save it for next summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Next summer when you've got that mean boat set up. Yeah. And I mean, like the thing is, I talk about did it with you, but I mean, like, do it for anyone.
Yeah.
As long as people are willing to, like, commit to it. I guess, But
that's the thing, you got to do it properly. Like, you can't, like, trust. If you're listening and you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it and do it and ask and just do it, like, and commit to it, because it's not a lot of outlay.
No.
In terms of funds, like.
Not compared to how much you spend on your boat.
No, not at all. It's nothing. And if you think it's a lot, just think about like how many fishing trips that is that you're going to do next season anyway, and you're going to, you're going to put yourself in a lot better position by doing it. And it's bugger all.
Yeah. So I mean, as I say, I'd do that for anyone.
It's the difference. Can't ring Bart when you're hooked up. Be an expensive phone call.
No, you can't. Not anymore. That's an impossibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I mean, that's what we do. And like, I love seeing it all come together.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah. Well, it was cool, during the skins when those boys were on those blue marlin and you got like both of them ringing.
Oh, yeah. And pretty much exactly what what we talked about went down, and they.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One got one didn't.
Caught it, and the other one didn't. And I said, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it's what happened to both fish,
Yeah. One got one and one didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. One got what?
35 grand, I think.
35
Yeah.
grand. Ooh.
So, yeah, it's a pretty good day.
Pretty good day. And the other fish was bigger by all accounts.
Yeah, and they had a bit of bad luck, But pretty much.
That's fishing, though, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fishing.
Yeah.
It's not over till it's in the boat. Yeah. So, yeah. But,
any exciting stuff coming up?
for me?
Yeah.
I
suppose everyone getting ready for tuna season as
that's coming up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on at the moment. Like this year's been really strange with the COVID. Getting product for us has been a nightmare.
Yeah.
But we've been really busy, thankfully.
Yeah.
But we just can't we can't source materials. It's been very, very difficult in that respect. But I've got a bunch of new products coming. Got the new boat, which is exciting. I'm looking forward to getting that all sorted. I was looking forward to doing some traveling and going fishing there, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I've got that in the pipeline. It's just a matter of when the world settles down. So I've got some exciting stuff going on overseas as well.
Cool.
But that's all just up in the air of what's gonna happen. But on the front here, just for me, the exciting thing is is getting the new boat all sorted, and then bringing out some pretty cool new product that we've been working on for the next season.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a bit in limbo still because we can't get everything I want to do. Because the world is how it is.
Yeah.
But I think we got some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Coming. But the tuna thing is I'm going to be really interested to see how that rolls out. I've got some lures that I think the new lures for the season. That weapon I think.
Yeah.
I already got it. It's so funny. Fishermen are secretive of a new thing.
Yeah.
And I already got they just had the barrels turn up in Australia.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple of customers there sending me photos of fish that they're catching with that weapon.
Yeah.
But they're like, please don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Because we don't want anyone to know that we're catching the barrels here and that. And you're like, oh, man, it's cool that you're catching it and that great that new lures are working, but I'm like, I want to, it doesn't help me as far as.
I want to sell more.
Yeah. And I want other people to know that that's a good.
Yeah, that's a good product.
It's a good product. It's not just all hype. So, but that lure's been.
It's been hot all season, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I caught a bunch of fish on it, and then
Gilbert boys on albatross. They caught a few.
Yeah, she's caught a pretty good blue marlin out of a carfear on it.
Oh, was that on? Oh, yeah, it was too, wasn't it?
It was on that one. And then, just yellow fins and stuff. And, as I say, blue fins now. And so it'll, it's just been a cool project, that whole thing, and to see it all, because it's been such a detailed thing, and then quite a bit of, work went into getting it to swim right and stuff like that. And it looks cool. So
looks real cool.
Yeah, so that's been cool, that one. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes on the tunas, because I did pretty well on it at the start of the season, catching the tunas on it. So so that'd be cool for the bluefin. But I'll be really interested to see how that all rolls out over the next few months, because that's sort of June, July.
Yeah.
Start to kick in.
Marlin might still be here.
Well, they catch the marlin last year.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah. Kane got one.
Yeah. So, and
the year, 2 years before when I went down there, there was marlin caught.
Yeah. You get that many boats out there.
You did wonder whether the boats were fishing, because you go quite wide.
Yeah.
We wonder if they fish closer, if more marlin would get caught.
Yeah. Who knows?
Because the water don't change.
Yeah,
don't
but
look
if more
any
people
different
fished
out
out
there.
here,
Yeah.
you know, like no one's fishing out here,
Yeah.
out the front here.
Yeah.
Probably marlin there.
Yeah. Probably heaps.
You know,
of
you
them.
put 100 boats there fishing and fishing there, there's probably find something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, no, so like, yeah, got a few things coming up in the pipeline, mate, eh? A few new products, which I'm pretty excited about, which we've worked on for the last
Have you
sort of
released any more lures since we did the podcast?
just the weapon, really. That was
Yeah.
the first one that came out. It was already out.
Yeah.
No, the biggest problem is you can't make. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
everything's handmade, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I've got to be, like, I can't just keep, like, I've got to be able to bring something out that I can make.
Yeah, well, we talked about the Havoc today. Like, used to be the number one selling lure, but it's because new stuff comes out, people forget about other ones.
New stuff comes out, and also, like, we would change, like, that's quite a big lure.
Yep.
Maybe now we're sort of just because light gauge has come out a bit more, and I talk about that quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still run it.
Yep.
Like I still run it, but like we fish it in that way where we chop the skirt.
Yeah.
You know,
Trim it up. Yeah.
But then this year I ran all small, like out off the West Coast. I ran as small lures as I could.
Yeah.
Just because the bite changed.
Yeah. And they eat them.
Yeah.
Better. Focus a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And as soon as I did that, I started to go pretty good again, you know. But then out the front here, towing bigger lures, fishing a little bit different style.
Yeah.
But that's
Is that because of the blue marlin charts? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, mate, eh, you know?
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. So a little bit different spread. So, yeah, you know, like that all comes... and we could have fished exactly the same way in both places.
Yeah.
But it's those little things that we said, you know, once you start to get into it, you
think different
yeah, you
way.
think differently. You unlock different layers.
Yeah.
And you know, so yeah, that was what I was sort of doing this year, you know. So that was cool. Like I had a great season this year. So so much fun to fish.
Yeah.
Because you were going out there with a really good feeling that, oh yeah, if I get on them today, I'm going to get into them.
Yeah.
You know. And it was cool.
Yeah. And you got to fish with a lot of good mates this year too, eh? Like you.
Yeah. Yeah. You?
Yep.
Fish with you, mate?
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Came out on the launch.
Yeah. I mean, like, I hope people, like I've done a day on your boat now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's little, man.
Yeah.
Like, I hope people can appreciate how little your boat is.
Yeah.
Like, and it's sweet once you're trolling and everything, but, man, those, like that run home, like I take my hat off to you, man, like doing that, like 30 miles in some of those days. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So like, that's what I say about being that consistent fisherman in a little boat.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be on point for you to be as consistent as you are.
Yeah, you're very limited on days, or you have to put up with some shit. But even that though, like you are limited because once you, even if you do brave it and push through a bit of shit, it's so hard to fish where you want to fish. Like, because you just get pushed around and moved around, and it's super uncomfortable. And when it's uncomfortable, nothing's swimming right.
No.
Because the boats, there's too much variation. The boat's bouncing up and down or side to side or whatever. So.
And that's why you need to have that set up.
Yeah.
As good as it can be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just too difficult.
Yeah.
And you're never, like, it's just never going to be consistent.
No.
And your fishing's never going to be consistent.
No.
And you've basically proved that this year.
Yeah, yeah.
It's changed.
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good, eh? Like, I just think it's good to be able to dive a bit more into the detail because the last podcast we did, it was, people loved it, like it's most listened to episode I've had, double second place.
Yeah.
How's it? It was funny, because you talked about it when you at the start when you're like, oh man, why would you want to talk to me? And you got like Sam Kane and Anton Leonard Brown and that on them. Well, you kicked their ass.
Yeah.
in terms of downloads.
Yeah, but it's so different, man. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, well, no one wants to really hear that story. But then I guess, like, they see you doing it, though. That's the difference, man. Like, they see that you're so into it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your podcast, mate. You know, and they know that you're passionate about that, and they saw your results.
Yep.
And they saw that you were doing it, like, oh, okay, well, let's have a listen to what actually
Went
went
on.
on. And then hearing a background about what it actually, like, it's not just like, there's actually a person behind all this. And they've had some interesting adventures and learn a few things, you know, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if Sam Kane could tell some of the adventures that I did. And, you know, like,
Yeah. Sammy's probably got a few very good adventures.
yeah, I'm sure he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm sure he's had a few more opportunities in certain areas than Dirty
than the
Old.
rest of us. Eh?
Yeah. But nah, it's cool to do this now. It's just this is such a different conversation to what what that other podcast was. This is more. This is not so many stories and stuff. This is about like what.
Yeah, this is detail.
This is detail, and it's so hard to give the detail without actually showing as well.
Yep.
Like we can talk about it and stuff, but like just talking about it, it's hard to visualize. Some of the things.
But I find it really good to validate learnings, like conversation. That's the biggest thing for me. Like this is how I learn. This is how my brain. That's why I enjoy podcasts and conversation. Yeah. Because it's how I learn and process things. Is being able to talk it out, bounce ideas back and forward, share learning, share successes, and different things. So, and it's good to be able to validate. I think for the listeners listening, if they listen to the first one, for them to hear my side from the changes, like it's all well and good to show the changes, but then to hear the background and the stories and the confidence that I've gained. And
like that's the bit that gets me the most, man. Yeah. Like out of the whole thing, like I just sit here listening to you, is the whole, from a boat setup, what actually came of that. Yeah. Just getting your boat set up. So much more came of that than, than what the boat setup is. You know? And that's what you're trying to get at most people. And, you know, I tell them that from like start, you want to get some lures, I want to get some lures and I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, well, I can do the lures is the easy bit. I think you should look at your boat setup. Oh, what's wrong with the boat setup? And that, it's so hard to describe that in an email, and it's so hard to describe it over a phone call. Yeah. But at least listening to something like this is, okay, we did the boat setup. Yeah. It made a difference. Well, it didn't like we told you what we did. Yeah. But still now it's like, okay, well,
how can we follow
that
with
through?
The visual?
Yeah, with the visual aspect of what do I actually have to do? What does
Brownie?
that look like? Yeah.
Hint, Brownie.
Yeah. So, but that's...
He'll be listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might have already done it by the time this comes out. You never know.
Yeah. But same thing.
Yeah, hopefully we have.
Same thing though, man. Same thing, set the boat up. He was like, oh my God, this thing looks so foreign. Yeah. How I set the boat up, listen to exactly what. And now he's away, man. And he knows enough to make his own decisions about what he wants to do and what lures he wants to run and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You know? But I still give him shit about his boat setup. He'd be like, oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that shotgun.
Yeah.
He listened though.
Yeah.
He moved it.
Yeah. But no, it's just like the thing is, like that's the thing with me. I just like, that's what I say, I watch all videos. And I'm like, oh, like that was to him. I was like, oh, why don't you move it here? Like this will work, right? And it's like, oh yeah, oh shit, that'll work. I was like, oh, okay. You know? So it always helps to get another person's like set of eyes on something. Yeah,
different set of eyes, yeah.
Because you're just used to it, so you're like, what's wrong with it? Well, I'm like, well, this is why I would do this. Yeah. You know? And you can take it or leave it.
Yeah, but it's sometimes it's often like not even a thought process that came into your mind, eh?
Oh, it's
yeah,
like
and
so
then
many
someone
things.
says it, and then you're like, oh,
I didn't even think of
never
stuff
thought
like
of that.
Yeah,
like,
and that's
oh,
just
that's
like
way better.
I get a lot of people just in general. Like, oh, I actually didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
So you're like, oh, okay, oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
it's a bit of a skill to be able to do that too, though. Eh? Not everybody has that. To be able to see things from other people's point of view.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've noticed that a lot through life and different people you come across. It's just, it's, I don't know whether it's a learnt skill or it's just the skill that certain people have, but it's almost like a emotional, like intelligence that some people have, and they can relate to a lot of different people and they can understand a lot of different learning styles. And I think it teaches, like there's so many teachers that are good at that.
Yeah, but that's what I think makes a really good teacher.
Yeah.
And that's for me, now that I get older and I do this more.
Yeah.
Like, I want to learn how somebody learns. Yep. It's how somebody thinks about something, because not everyone, as I say, thinks the same way. So you're like, oh, okay, how was that interpreted?
Yeah.
You know? So...
Yeah, because you're constantly teaching, aren't you?
Yeah, this fishing's getting us deep, mate.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah, it must be the gin.
Yeah.
Good, George, got us again.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like, it's, as I say, you start to unwrap the layers in this, and it all starts from one. You love some marlin fishing.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we go to get some more knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you meet that person with some knowledge, gives you a base.
Yeah.
And look where it takes you.
Yeah.
But it's having a good base.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything, eh? You build a house, you need good foundations. Yeah.
But that's what anyone listening to this podcast, they go, geez, these guys harped on about.
Yeah.
Like, but it leads to so many things.
Yeah.
And it leads to that, the confidence, the thing, and they're like, the things, and that's what you've had your most consistent season.
Yeah.
Because it's the first season you've taken a consistent approach to it.
Yeah, it is. First time I haven't changed anything.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
And look, you've been pretty damn consistent. And I know when you got it right, because I'm like, I start to get feedback going, oh yeah, I want to catch them like that Sweens catches them. like, oh man, yeah, he's doing really well. I was like, yeah, he's going good. You're like, okay. Oh yeah, well, and then I can also go, for me, it's great too, because I get somebody and you'll explain it to them. They're like, oh, do you know such and such? Do you follow him on Instagram? Yeah. I said, well, that's how, what I just told you is exactly how he's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's how he's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, if you want to ask him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've had a couple of people message me that have got in touch with you and then they've wanted to know and wanted photos of how I have my teaser set up out of the rigger. Yeah.
But it's like, it's funny, like I can say it, but quite often, like, people won't listen to me.
Yeah.
But they'll listen to you.
Yeah,
for
why
example.
though? Eh?
Like,
like I find that so weird.
I'm like,
yeah.
I mean,
we're talking about that at work.
That's fine. Like, I got no problem with that. I'm just like, great, because they're getting the answers that they need. Yeah. But it's like, I just chuckle to myself. I'm like, yeah, well,
why didn't you just listen? Who do you think taught him? Yeah, I think that a lot. We talk about a lot at work, like with the water boy, because a lot of what we do and the messages that we deliver are really good. Like because there's so much thought, and we've got child psychologists on the board and everything. Like there's so much thought put into what we do, but it takes a person of influence to support it to get any traction, and they will gain an understanding through what we tell them about what we're doing, and then they'll align to it and go, I'll help spread that message. And then they say it, and they've got no idea about the background and how it came to be, but because they are Liam Messam, is it like use them for an example? Like if Liam Messam was to promote the water boy and what we do, like thousands of people will be like, oh man, that must be awesome. You know?
Oh.
Yeah. It's just funny, how the world works. Like
totally.
And just
And that's why we have so-called ambassadors, mate.
Yep.
You know, because, there's so many people with great information but don't have the network or the presence to put it out there.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we talk about fishing in this way.
Yeah, it is the way. But you also mentioned that too when you listen to my podcast prior to coming on the podcast. You're like, man, it's so much like fishing.
Yeah, well,
like
I just listened
to the way you talk about sport. Was it Anton? Sam. Yeah.
It was Sam, yeah. And I'm like, wow, man. Like, that's why I said to you, I said, oh, Sweens, like this is like your podcast that I've just listened to is like processes and stuff. It's exactly how I fish.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's exactly how I fish. And like, how can fishing be related to All Blacks?
It's a process.
Yeah, but I think it's a level too.
Oh, yep.
And a teaching.
But I think that's the real skill in art is being able to understand that everything is transferable in terms of skills. You just got to learn what you're applying them to, and then you can adapt and evolve. And certain people can do that really well. Like you see, like a lot of very successful long-term All Blacks, they are very successful people in whatever they do because it's ingrained in them. It's in their DNA. It's who they are, and they'll find whatever else it is that they want to do.
Yeah,
and they'll be very good at it.
Yeah.
And that goes for any sport. Brownie's a good example of this kayaking. Wants to be, wants to do what he's doing, and he does it well because he's driven and he gets it done.
Oh, totally. And it's very good. It's like your podcast, mate.
Nah, good at talking shit.
Yeah. So, but nah, it's good, man. Like I've enjoyed listening to all your podcasts, and you learn, You learn.
That's why I enjoy it because I learn.
Yeah.
Every one.
Yeah.
I like learning. Yeah. They're addictive. Like it actually is. It's contagious. Like I do one and then I'm just fizz. I want to do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're doing this one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see if we ever did another one at the end of next season and see where you.
See if there's a blue marlin story.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, I think we need to get you back on and do some more stories though, because you've got plenty more that you haven't shared. Fishing ones.
Yeah, a few fishing stories there, for sure. Yeah, a few travelling stories, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I think that's a pretty good recap of your
mate,
of your little journey in the last few months, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy. What is it? When were we here? I was here in December, January, February, 4 months.
Yeah, 5 months really.
5 months. Yeah. Oh yeah, nearly 5 months.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's like nearly half a year.
Yeah. It's
Holy
gone
shit.
fast, eh?
It has gone fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just good to see it's pretty cool to see that the plan, process, result.
Yeah. Pretty wicked, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, and anyone can do it.
Yeah. Well, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Simple, man.
Simple. Sweet.
All right, mate.
Cool. Cheers for that, Bonze. Thank you.
Anytime, mate.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
Yeah, well, I look forward to that blue marlin now.
Yeah.
So, and another gin.
And another gin.
Yeah.
Sweet.